I'm switching over now. Okay, test for me, Tom.
Test for me. Test.
All right, now we'll just give it a good like 5 or 10 second delay as that pops up. But that should be both our audios. Selena, we're good? Okay, thank you. We're all good. Tom, you're the man for testing this out with me. Liberty Report, the viewers on Liberty Report, you guys, thank you for bearing with us too, because, you know, I haven't been doing this live stream game. It's a new game for me. I go pre-record my videos to get the best quality. I come home, do the editing, but we're moving fast, too quick for reality. So we just got to start doing this stuff live. So again, I'll start off again with saying welcome, fellow liberators and patriots alike. Thank you for being here. Our special guest, as you know, today is Tom Althouse, is the author and creator of The Immortals, which that screenplay was taken and used to create The Matrix. Is that correct, Tom?
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Now we've got definitive proof, and we're actually preparing to go back at them.
So you guys kick back. We're not going to rush into anything. We're going to lay it all out as long as we need to get through this. And this won't be the last interview. Okay. So don't feel like, oh no, there's more. And I'm not going to feel like, oh, I should have asked that, or we should have got that. Tom and I have been working together. I've been fortunate enough to know Tom for some time now. We've been going through on this, and what I've uncovered, what he shared with me, is there's nothing more important in this world right now when it comes to defeating the deep state. This is where I don't want to use too many war or stuff like that, because, you know, some people take it the wrong way. But this is a battle that we're in, whether it be spiritual, what I like to call a spiritual battle, but we have humane rights that are being taken advantage of. Our Constitution is being trampled, as a lot of you all know, and there's an agenda going on. So we're going to lay a lot of that out today. Feel free to sit back, enjoy, and then when this interview is over, get up and get active. So before I even start the interview, I would like to say a happy heavenly birthday to Sean Althouse. You know, that's your son who tragically may come up in this and may not. I'm not going to push it, but that is, he's involved with what happened through this horrific tragedy of this whole entire story, real life story that's come out. And his birthday was on October 14th. It was at 82 he was born.
He was 1982.
1982, just 4 years older than myself. You know, it's hard for me to imagine, Tom, what you've gone through. That's just the scratch of the surface of what they've tried to do to you. And you guys, I don't need to explain to who they are. As you listen along in this interview, you'll start to figure out exactly who they are and what they are up to. So, Tom, if I'd like to start, if you kind of, because maybe my audience, I don't want to assume that they know the story of what happened or of what you've gone through. So I know you do give interviews and you've probably said the story so many times, but if you could just tell it as if I've never heard it. And let's start from the beginning. And back to when did you write this script? And take me back to that point.
I was actually at Pat Robertson's graduate school and working in multiple positions at his organization. And that's the televangelist that recently passed away. And when I was there, I was being groomed to be the face of the Christian Coalition. I was pulled out of the student body and told that's the position I'd be given. I'd be with Pat Robinson 700 Club, his program, flagship program, and all these other promises. And what I learned in the process of their grooming was that they actually were in plans for a one world order, and they were working with the agencies, the Pentagon, Disney even. They were all in on it. So I learned about the cabal and a slam bam education.
Now, how do you how do you get involved with the cabal? I would have to assume that they wanted to use you. They had a plan for you other than trying to take them down, right?
Right, Chad. I was recruited to go to Pat Robertson's organization. I was being groomed to be in top position. They were even providing a wife and home, everything. I was used to a motor home, given keys to it, everything. It was like when they groom you, they give you the world. It's basically like a black card. You know, in fact, the FBI at that time gave me a card. I still have it that says, "Please extend every courtesy to Tom Althouse." So if I flashed that card back then, I actually, you get out of tickets, you get out of anything. It's a get out jail free card. Yeah.
So this is stuff that obviously a lot of people have to this day. They get away with so much. They just have that card and they're good to go.
Part of the reason they become so brazen, when you see people that are actually on the inside, they become extremely arrogant. And they'll brag about their connections and their connections to the FBI. The FBI is the one that's always there. That is the one blanketing this dome of safety over these people that are recruited to do these nefarious things.
Yeah. Now, guys, this isn't over. This is in the middle of the battle, okay? So there's no holding back. You're going to hear names being dropped, and there's a reason for that because there is a victory that's soon ahead, and we see how close we're near it. So the first name that was dropped was Pat Robinson. Who exactly is Pat Robinson, and how is he going to come into play further down the line?
Pat Robertson is, incidentally, it's kind of interesting. I did a parody of him in the original work, which became the Matrix story, named Dooley. And Dooley, that character, actually shows up in Black Sails. And so they have all my main characters in Black Sails. But Pat Robertson is a televangelist. And he was the one that did the 700 Club, people may know about, Family Channel. He ran for president in 1988 and nearly got it.
Wow.
And that God told him to run. Now, before he passed away, he was spreading that I was the one, when I was groomed to be his right-hand man, face the Christian Coalition, that I'm the one that screwed it all up for him. So basically, in Pat Robertson's mind, I was the anti, I was the bad, I was the evil one. And that's what he was spreading. But actually, the reasons I became that fly in the ointment is because there is a sex ring at his organization and shared by Disney and also government agencies. And that one of his main players brought me into that. And I saw the nightmare for what it was, what was going on, what they were planning. And I said, no, I can't do this. And when you say, no, you can't do this, they will destroy your life. You know, if they pull a chair out for you, then they have a phrase, they say, if we make you, we can break you.
If we make you, so meaning they're trying to play like the hand of God. Like, we took you in this game, we could take you out.
What's interesting, what you just said right there, if you look at Newsweek's article, or a cover of Newsweek back then, you have Ralph Reed on it, standing in a suit, like I'm in a suit, and it's listed as the hand of God.
Wow. Very interesting. The hand of God. I'm writing that down too. And who is that?
Ralph Reed, the guy who was that took my place as the face of the Christian Coalition when I didn't answer, when I wouldn't do what they wanted me to do, which is mislead the public. I was to be a face to mislead the public for Pat Robertson while being in a sex ring.
Wow.
Yeah,
so when they approach, you get approached, and are they like telling you this kind of stuff, or they know it and you need to know?
On the approachment, I was being told by a gentleman, I'll drop one more name, Dr. Harry Sova. Now, what's funny is, follow this, Dr. Harry Sova is now at Liberty University, Jerry Falwell's Liberty University. They trade personnel back and forth. He was a predator that was operating on Disney's grounds, and was interesting. So he's a repeat offender who had taken me in his motorhome to DC, Cherry Hill Motor Park, up to DC, claiming he would be doing research, but actually roofied me.
Wow.
And what happened was, he was telling me at the time, before he did that, you can hear the quaver in the voice. What happened was, he was telling me all about the organization, Pat Robertson's organization, how it could be going down, and only those that were loyal to certain professors in that sex ring would make it. Their families would make it. And he said it went all the way to the top to Pat Robertson. Now, what's really interesting is, let me just side note this real quick. I want to show you something.
Okay.
David Geiertsen is Pat Robertson's main public relations officer. His name is David Geiertsen. I want to show you right here, because this is something people don't know about. And this is his own work right here. It's online. It's marked confidential. So funny, but it's posted online. You can find it right now under David Gyertsen. So here he is, the major PR person for Pat Robertson. Dr. Harry Sova tells me on the trip that at Kempsville Presbyterian Church in Virginia Beach, a pastor came forward. This is where it gets kind of mind-blowing. A pastor came forward named David Anderson.
Whoa.
Yeah. Confessed to the congregation, 2,000 strong, that he had sinned, like Jerry, whatever his name was, had sinned and had sexual relations with Pat Robertson and the head of his grad school.
Wow.
Now watch this. In these papers you can find online. Harry Sova told me all about this on the trip. Let's go to this entry. Here's the bombshell. Pat Robertson will be kicking from his grave. So let's read this entry from the resume of David Gyertsen,
Okay.
PR person. Now, he's not a minister. He's a public relations officer who made millions and millions for Pat Robertson. This backs up what Sova told me. June 1985 to May 1986, that's a year, basically 11 months. Kempsville Presbyterian Church, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Interim senior minister. It's not a minister. Here we go. You'll see through the language and we can dissect it when we're done. So this is a very polished entry by a PR person on his own resume of what happened with David Anderson. Served as the interim senior minister for a 2,000-member PCUSA congregation while they searched for a new pastor. Supervised a staff of about 20 full-time employees and ministers, and managed a budget of about $1.5 million. Now here you go. Stabilized the congregation after the loss of the previous pastor due to a moral failure. Provided direction for the development of a new strategic plan, and assisted with the transition to a new senior minister. Left when new senior minister was identified and installed. Now what you have here, let's go back to the actual facts. What happened? This is from a PR person. What happened was the pastor David Anderson stepped forward and confessed to the entire congregation about his sexual activities in a sex ring with Pat Robertson. I was being groomed to be Pat Robertson's #1 boy and the face of the Christian Coalition, and the rewards would be astronomical. Now I'll jump to Jerry Falwell, where Sova is now presently in the communications department. You also have Jerry Falwell coming forward, Jerry Falwell Jr., and saying about his pool boy. Well, I was basically to be Pat Robertson's pool boy. They give you positions for the sex ring. What did Jerry Falwell fall prey to or exposed for? He claims his wife was having sex with the pool boy and he watched. No, the pool boy was having sex with Jerry Falwell Jr. and his wife. What did Sova tell me on the trip? His wife knows about it. I'd be his boy and then Pat Robertson's. So what Jerry Falwell did was reveal the sex ring and desperately tried to cover it up while taking Pat Robertson's repeat offender into his fold as a professor of communication at Liberty University.
Okay, well, so with the sex ring, where does that come from? Does that come from a place of pure pleasure? Are they trying to make money off this, like a type of ring?
Great question. The answer is a bit complex. The answer is the sex ring is also a tool. It's a tool to keep control of your constituency, to keep control of your officials working with you. So think of it this way. In Pat Robertson's structure and Disney's structure, if you are part of the sex ring, your hands are dirty. Hollywood does this too. It's called the gravy. So right away, by Sova taking me on the trip for sexual relations, even though he roofied me, what happens is he tried to get my consent at first. I said, no, I was roofied. What you have is a situation where they feel that they can have assurances that if you are party to the sex ring, that you will not ever dare reveal what's going on.
So it's a form of blackmail. That's what it comes down to.
It's a form of blackmail. It's a collar around your neck. Wow. So now jump to Jerry Falwell's pool boy. To the pool boy, who was actually very successful, well rewarded. He took the rewards. I didn't. I'll
Okay.
read the rewards. I didn't. So it shows you what happens to you when you say no. Your life is destroyed. Your work is taken. Pentagon feels that we're assets, and anything we have is their property as assets of the state. So what happens is the pool boy said yes with Jerry Falwell. So now what he says after the fact, years later, after profiting in the biggest way and becoming very wealthy, he will do the cover story that it wasn't Jerry Falwell he had sex with, Junior. It was his wife. And Jerry Falwell watched. No, it's not the way these guys work.
All right.
So I would have been having sex with Pat Robertson, having all the rewards, including a wife provided me, whose name was Christine, who would come up to me at the organization when I was being groomed to be the face of the Christian Coalition, pulled out of the student body. I was an A student and all kinds of programs, including News Site and all these others. And she told me that she was to be with me. This absolutely stunning, beautiful girl.
Wow.
Had come up to me. Yeah, dream girl. She was absolutely a dream girl. And here, picture it, Chad. She's coming up to you going, I'm to be with you. Ever see her before? It sounds like a movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like they cast shows. They cast your working life. It's the firm. It's the firm.
Man, it's also the Truman Show. It's like, it's just so
That's
insane.
why my email is called 77 The Truman Show, because Hollywood insiders told me I was the Truman Show.
Okay. So you wrote The Immortals. How far were you done with The Immortals when this started happening? Here it is, guys. Look at everyone. Let me make that your own screen here so I can make it big.
And I'll show you close to. What's interesting is I'll get to that question. They're claiming this is a forgery now, right? What's interesting is look at the PAU number. The PAU number is where you go to find this right in the Copyright Office. You have, this is it. They said this is the highest you can go. Certified script copy with a gold seal cannot be debated. Now, you're going to hear in a moment what they actually did after this. Here's a lady signing it, Angela Hightower. And I have two different copies of this that are certified. And you'll see that she puts all her information. So how could it be a forgery? Bolted and everything else. If those bolts were broken or the paper torn, doesn't count anymore. But how many pages is in here? 100. You can freeze frame these, anybody, and see this is real. 128 pages. And keep in mind, Sophia Stewart's third eye manuscript, she calls it, isn't a screenplay. It's 33 pages. You can't have a script off of 33 pages. But 128 page a minute, this is a 128-minute film. Look at the bottom stamp on here. The bottom stamp, you see the date? December 1998. So this is the version used in 1999 on set. There's no copyright in The Matrix. Now here's the other mind blow. There's no copyright in The Matrix, never was. That's why Sophia stepped in and claimed the trademark, because Warner Bros. Didn't claim it. They claimed The Immortals. In the Copyright Office, I sent you that material, you'll see. Tom Hanks is listed in 1998 as with a certificate of authorship for The Immortals. Tom Hanks. It says commissioned by Warner Brothers. Tom Hanks is an employee commissioned by Warner Brothers and HBO to write The Immortals. That entry is 3 pages long.
So what does Tom Hanks have to do with this now?
They brought Tom Hanks two reasons. Tom Hanks was to be my mentor in Hollywood. I was told by Ellen Geer, when I was out at Ellen Geer's theater outside Topanga Canyon, the LA Basin, performing, working. She brought me in. She said Tom Hanks and Ron Howard would be handling me, working with me, grooming me, taking care of me, guiding me. Tom Hanks.
Real quick, to cut you off just for a second, were you like ecstatic, like wow, or was Tom Hanks not really at his prime yet? Were you excited to work with them, or how are you feeling?
I was in a swirl of feeling, because it was like, here I am being promised top status in Hollywood, films, you name it. I mean, she said, you're just going to water the roses and do films. That's what Ellen told me. You'll be watering the roses for me. And that's free housing, free everything. Top agents, Abrams, everything.
And at that time, does it sound good? Like you're not thinking, oh, this kind of sounds weird, or are you feeling hesitant yet?
Sounds like heaven.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Like, okay, this sounds pretty good right now.
you are off the grid. You're safe. And at that time, I still had the FBI card.
Right.
So what you have here is Tom Hanks is in Cloud Atlas with the Wachowskis, the man that was supposed to handle me, right? And Tom Hanks on Larry Wachowski's entries. He's a dating site. My good friend Steven Yazell found this and copied it off. Larry Wachowski lists on his dating site to this date as being straight, not transgender.
Really?
Just tag that in the mind, tag that on the mind, and we'll continue on with the thread we're talking about, but tag that. So that tells you something.
Which brother was that? Or
Larry Lawrence, Larry, who goes by Lana now.
Okay.
I think it is Lana. So what you have is Larry's best friend, he lists his best friend on that dating site as Tom Hanks. So when you see this entry from the Copyright Office, and there's a real mind blow here, am I able to share screen with you?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Let's pop this up. You need to see this.
Do you have a button where you can press it?
Right here.
Yeah, I think you should be able to do it.
All right. Am I on?
No, not yet.
Let me go to, oh, wait, I need to find out. How do I get just on my screen? Let me see. Window, entire screen. Okay, now can you see? Wait, almost. Can you see me now?
Yeah, there we go. Let me make that big.
Looks like I'm in the Matrix there.
Oh, wait. No, okay, that is... Okay, because you're sharing it on a different screen. The screen...
How's that?
Yeah, there we go. Boom, boom. That's good.
Okay, look at this right now. Look at this. And let me tell you what's happening right now. Let's take our time with this. You have the Immortals screenplay on the right in this image, correct? The composite I've made. There's the 1998 stamp, December, on the bottom, right? Okay. In the insert here, let me bulk it up. On the insert, let's take a look at what you have. You have the submission letter from James Boyd of Norfolk, June 25th, 1993, directly to the story department of Warner Brothers, care of Diane Bellis, the head at the time, and Elizabeth, care of Elizabeth. Elizabeth is Lorenzo D. Bonaventura, the exec who claims he still discovered and shepherded the Matrix story. His friend at the copyright or the story department. You have the address for the story department. This is the materials, and here's the receipt and tracking number of the submission by the attorneys to Warner Brothers of the Immortals. Certified letter. See, that's 93. There's no debating it. There it is. In it is not only the screenplay you see, but the music. The Immortals. Attorney James Boyd of Norfolk, the attorney from Norfolk, Virginia, submitted it. Yeah. Now, let's get out of the screen. Do you have any questions on that before we go to the next bit here? This is loaded. Go ahead. You're good. Here we go. Here's one. How can I show you this? I'm on share screen. Can you see? All right. Okay, what I'm holding up right now is something their attorneys did not want existing. In fact, they destroyed all the copies they had by supplying me an attorney who was classmates with Warner Bros. Attorney, who was unlicensed to practice law, suspended license, and got all my materials and destroyed the copies. We had this in a storage area on Maui, and we got it just before the fires. And here is the music tape that was submitted with James Boyd's submission letter you see in the insert. So can you see it?
So that's George Michael. I could see it. Wow.
George Michael was the end credits. That's why George Michael, just strap your seatbelts on. George Michael was murdered on Christmas in 2016, right when the case was fully thrown, so he would not be a witness that the work was completed in 1993.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
There's
I read the entire script. Let me show you something real quick.
Really? He read the whole script?
That's why see, they're claiming that they're trying to entice me into being a script doctor for Disney, because they said, you know, come on in, you won't get credit for your work, but you'll be rich and everything else. It's basically the same offer Robertson was making back with Christina, right?
Right.
You don't want this out. I've done the homework too much. Now at the end, this is the last page on the Immortals. It says, George Michael, end credits, George Michael praying for time. George Michael read this script and to give his green light to using his music for the end credits.
Right.
So he's the perfect witness that the work was done in 93. The attorneys for Warner Brothers and Disney were trying to establish there was nothing done until 96 when they first used the name Matrix.
Oh my gosh.
Now, what's really interesting about this? Any questions on that before we get to the rest of this here?
Did that song end up getting used officially?
No, they did Rage in the Machine. They cut
That's
down.
right.
And that's a disgrace because what we're going to do is I'd like your help on this. I want you involved in this if you choose to be, not to put you on the spot.
Absolutely.
Part of this. So here's the floppy disk. Let me show you something really cool. One of the floppy disks, the original old floppy disks.
Wow.
With time stamped with the Immortals that shows it was done in 93.
Now, where'd that come from? Was that on, like, who made that? Who made that floppy?
It was in storage on Maui also. So
Okay.
the attorneys that were planted never got a hold of this. They would have destroyed this in a heartbeat.
Now, you're bringing up Maui. Is that because that's where you used to live, or what was going on in Maui?
I was invited by Disney personnel to go to Maui. And so they were grooming me while they were stealing my work with Warner Brothers. So the idea was to distract Tom by offering him a great life and then pull that rug at the right time. They gave me a lady called Terry Berliner, who is a Broadway director, did Lion King, Beauty and the Beast on Broadway, still there. She contracted me for a 3-year period to be exclusive with her as a writer with one of my other pieces. So that's how they control you. See how it goes? She was housed by the attorney, Tony Rankin, who was, as I'm going to hold this up right now, let's just show evidence and make it clear.
Yeah.
Tony Rankin. Here's the ineligible to practice law, if you can see it. Ineligible to practice law.
Oh, yeah?
That's how you throw the case. He was the one that housed Terry Berliner from Disney on Maui when she came to handle me.
Oh,
and he also was the landlord of the honeypot wife that was supplied to me that Mike Lang took back when the case was thrown in 2016, same time when George Michael's murdered on Christmas. And what you have is she was housed, the landlord was Tony Rankin, just like the one that housed the Broadway director. See how they keep the tight circle?
Yeah.
And so that's how and she was then able to have access to all my evidence and things that was on hand to make sure Tony Rankin and Warner Bros. Got it.
The honeypot wife.
The honeypot wife. Now she has nothing to do with Aiden, the last surviving son. Doesn't even talk to him. Doesn't contact him. Nothing. Because he was just a job. She said he wasn't supposed to be born. Now, let's go back to this, if I may.
Yes, absolutely.
Here, look what you have here. All right, now I'm going to show you. You see my screen?
Yeah, hold on. Let me switch it over for the people to see.
All right, I want you guys to see this. I definitely want to see this because I want to tell you a real bomb drop here while we look at this.
Okay, there we go.
Here's the clean image. So here it is without the composite. Now, this is a screenshot from the Copyright Office.
Okay.
What you have here. Now, look at this here. Immortals, our title, by Tom Hanks, employee for hire. Look down below. Tom Hanks, HBO, Warner Brothers. Tom Hanks, certificate of authorship. This is only 3 pages. Entire copyright document, 3 pages, 1 to 3. The entry is June 25th, 98. Look at my screen. This version of the screen play that was used, December 1998. Used in 1999. Date of recordation, 1999. They are so stupid because what they did was they listed it right here with Tom Hanks.
Oh my gosh.
Hire to write my work, The Immortals, who works with the Wachowskis on Cloud Atlas and everything else, who was supposed to be my mentor in Hollywood.
Oh my gosh.
He was as best friends with Larry Wachowski. Now, what's amazing is I'm told they have struck this document now. What's really stupid about it, Chad, is this. Watch what I have.
All right.
Hold on. Let me get it up here. I'm not dumb. So I made a video searching it up at the Copyright Office, moving the camera around so you see it's not photoshopped, to prove what they just struck was there.
For this video, putting on record, we're going to go ahead to on the computer, Copyright Office entry. Here's Copyright Office. We're going to put it in the Immortals. You're going to see how Warner Brothers hired Tom Hanks to go ahead and steal the Immortals in 1998. We'll put it in ascending or descending order. Go to like 126. We're looking for 1998. Still scrolling. Here we go. Okay, 1999. If we look at this right now, we'll see, as I'm looking right here, I'm going to punch on Tom Hanks. Okay, so now you'll see Tom Hanks, Immortals. We're not making this up. And you can see where, there's a little game over there. So this is not Photoshopped. If I go to File and Print, you'll see the thing show really nicely. So there it is right there. So you can't mistake that at all. That's Tom Hanks. And you'll see that Warner Brothers hired him under the Immortals title, my title. And right there, employee for hire, Clavis, which he's the president of, Tom Hanks is, Immortals, the Immortals, and also the Immortals by Tom Hanks, employee for hire.
Oh my gosh.
It says Tom Hanks, certificate of authorship, only 3 pages. Also, Warner Brothers as the assignee, and certificate and authorship of an assignment. So now if we back out of this, back to the search, we'll go to the person above it, which is, or just below it, was very interesting, Wendy Wasserstein. So Wendy Wasserstein, not making this up, you can see we're sliding around, not Photoshopped. Wendy Wasserstein, the famous Jewish playwright for Heide Chronicles, is listed on this also as, right here, employee of Warner Brothers, employer, and it says that it's 2 pages where she claims the Immortals created by Wendy Wasserstein as a work for hire. Also, the Immortals created by Wendy Wasserstein as work for hire there. It also has certificate of authorship for 2 pages. 1998, November 10th is their date of execution, they claim, but the date of recordation is 1999, November. So they're put in place to steal the work, Wendy Wasserstein, along with Tom Hanks, both claiming authorship of this piece. Now, if we go back to Wendy Wasserstein one more time, go up to print to show a layout, more concise layout. There it is right there. So this cannot be denied that Warner Brothers hired these people to steal the work. In 1998, they claim, for the 1999 record, when Matrix is coming out, my exact title, Immortals, not Matrix, Immortals, which they were then using to create Matrix. And they're giving it to the Wachowskis. So,
all right, enough of that.
Wow.
What you just saw is why we now will win in court also, and we're worth millions more. What happened, Chad, is they just struck it from it's hard for me to say. They struck it from the Copyright Office. They just altered copyright records, which means the agencies and Hollywood studios are in bed with the U.S. Copyright Office, which means we can sue the U.S. Copyright Office for conspiracy and theft of intellectual property.
This is so big, guys. I don't know if you have grasped what you just saw there. This is as official as it gets. And this is why we know, and this is why Tom knows that victory is near. Tom's got them backed up against the walls. And Tom, not only are they backed up against the walls, but they're fleeing.
They really are. And I want to show you something else for, as you said, approach it as if people never saw this before. Right?
Yes.
Well, let's take a look at something. What did the Wachowskis put?
And I'm going to share your screen. I'm not sharing your screen right now, but I want to give a heads up because I just saw someone's comment and Selena had let me know that Tom sounds very quiet. You guys, he sounds great. You sound great for me. It's got to be on my end. I'm sure it's not on your end, Tom. Again, I appreciate everyone for bearing with me. I will do a re-upload with this, Tom, because I could hear you great. Just bear with us. We're going to continue. Don't let that bother you. You keep going. And you guys, we're going to do more interviews in the future, but people are in here, they're listening to it. They see what's going on. So I don't want you to think like, oh no, they can't hear me, but I apologize for everyone. It is quiet. I was trying to mess around with it here. All the levels look good for me. So it's just something I'm going to have to look into a little bit more after this interview, Tom.
All right,
But
very good.
I'm going to share your screen now again right now. And it is showing.
Okay, now what we just saw locks it in, but the Wachowskis did something very big. And this is why they had to be transgender or pretend to be transgendered. They're actually still guys and claim to be straight. So what you have is this. This is the first graphic in the Matrix. From the first scene I wrote, the interrogation scene, the first scene they shot, the interrogation scene. Now let me show you how fast this entry goes by, first of all, and then we'll talk about what's in it. Watch how fast all my personal information that the Wachowskis put in flies by in the first scene shot.
Gone. Not even a split second.
That's right. Susanna Bolgen, the graphic designer from Matrix, said that anything in for a split second is for the author's eyes only, the director's eyes only, to keep the projects interesting, she said.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's watch it again.
Okay.
Note how fast she said for a split second. This is a split second upside down. Watch. Now, let's take a look at what's there. Here is a clean version of what you just saw.
And keep in mind what Tom just said, what she said is that if it's something for a split second where you can't see it, you can't make it on that split second, then it's something, it's like a little Easter egg, right? That it's an inside type, not joke, maybe joke, inside knowledge. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Right. So anybody, any of your audience, any of your people watching, you know the real Easter eggs now. You're going to learn the real Easter eggs, the first ones that were put in and what they mean. And whenever you see those programs where they talk about debunking or showing you all the secrets or hidden Easter eggs, they never show this. But this is the biggest one, the one which was made first. Now look at this document. So let me do the breakdown first, and then we'll go back to this again. You can see it's all there. All right, let's look at the composite. You have, first of all, my birthday as it was in records in 1996 to 99. If you listen to different people who have been involved with the agencies, one of the first things they do is erase your records. USAA Insurance said that during this period, all they could find on me when they did a search recently was 1996, my birthday was listed as July 22nd. The Wachowskis knew about it and put it in, which tells you about the agency's connections with Hollywood and the Wachowskis. So there's my birthday as it was. Now look at the next entry. Thomas A., right? My name. And Anderson. What am I alluding to?
They're talking about you, Tom.
And who else?
Tell me.
This organization.
Oh, wow.
Who's the pastor that stepped forward and confessed and blew it all for the whole cabal? With having sex with Pat Robertson, a main cabal player.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Our names together. Thomas A., Thomas Althouse, Thomas A. Anderson mixed together as a joke, which again puts a thumbprint on it that it wasn't just Pat Robertson's organization stealing. It was Disney, the agencies, Hollywood, all involved.
Wow.
Yeah. It's their way of saying we're all in this. And the Wachowskis were bragging about it when they weren't supposed to, so they were punished and made to look like they're transgender. Now look at the date under it. Neo's birthday is March 11th. Let me take the other document and spin it over, okay?
Yeah.
So here it is, upright. Let's look at this one more time and then we'll go back to the composite. July 22nd, what my birthday was listed in this time. Thomas A., my name with Anderson, the pastor who confessed to everything and blew it for the cabal, now in Duck, North Carolina. March 11th, okay, March 11th is Neo's birthday. Why not my birthday, right? Because they got something better. They have somebody better than my birthday to make the joke, the author. And that is Otika Ball.
Wow. Who's Otika Ball?
My fiance at the time.
Wow.
So March 11th. And how do we know her birthday was March 11th? You go online and it says it right in the official records. Otika Ball, March 11th.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. Done my homework. So what you have here is they are mocking me. Why? Because when Otika was enticed away by Disney, I was broken. In 1995 to 96, I was broken in 96. That's when the work was given to the Wachowskis.
Oh my gosh.
Destroyed and broken because I lost the love of my life. Who was enticed away. So they put her birthday as Neo's birthday to make the kill. to rub it in the face of the author, if the author ever should see. But that's not all. Look at the schools. You have this school right here.
Hold on. Let me pull you up 1 second. All right, here we go. You're up.
You see it?
High school. That's your high school diploma. Is that correct?
Central West High, we called it. We didn't say we go to Central Bucks West High. Central Bucks, we went Central West High. Look at the schools listed in the graphic. Let's go back to the original shot again.
All right.
Bring it up to you. See the schools? Central West.
Pointing out where oh yeah, right there, middle to the right, mid-right.
Now they tweaked it to junior high. You know why they tweaked it to junior high? First of all, there's a clearance department at Warner Brothers. They are responsible for reviewing any content that's going into a graphic to make sure it doesn't violate copyright law.
Oh.
Susanna Bolgen talks about stacking the entries. Again, this is the first graphic they ever made, the first scene shot, the first scene I wrote. So they stack the entries. Aren't they stacking them here? My birthday, fiance's birthday, my name, my high school, my dad's name. I'd say that's pretty stacked.
I would say pretty stacked. And I would also say that anybody who watches this channel knows that when do you stop believing in a coincidence is a coincidence, you know, where there's too many of that up. Every single bit of information in this document applies very personally to your life, Tom.
That's right. Including the joke layered on, which is you just led me right into the whole thing I was saying. Why is it not Central West High School? Because they have somebody better for the high school, and I'll explain why. Just like they had Otika's birthday more important than mine, because Otika Ball, niece of Senator David Boren, senior senator at the time.
Okay.
Niece of the senator. A better sting, a better mocking by Larry is her birthday as Neo's. Right. So why move my high school to the junior high? Because Owen Patterson High is much more funnier. Why? Because Owen Patterson's the production manager, and the joke is they named a high school after him. There's Owen Patterson, production manager of Matrix, as the other school.
Oh.
Get it?
Wow.
And who's Neo's mom? Michelle McGahee. Right there, shot in the credits, the art director, Michelle McGahee. Now, what's interesting is the only testimony the Wachowskis ever give, they try to cover up all these entries. And they don't deny them. What they say is, we only put Thomas A. in. Owen Patterson and Michelle McGahee stuck all the other information about Tom in.
Oh, really?
Yes. So what does that say?
They're trying to put guilt off on someone else.
That's right. But in the Smoking Gun article of the divorce case of Larry and his wife, Larry makes a statement under testimony that says every cell that went into Matrix was equally placed there by only Larry and his brother Andy. So if he's saying there under oath that all entries in the Matrix, all these jokes, all these entries on the author are by them only, then why then blame later Michelle McGahee and Owen Patterson? But it doesn't negate. It doesn't say we didn't put stuff in about Tom, the one that submitted it and has a receipt and tracking number from the original attorney. We didn't. They don't say we didn't do that. They're saying they did it. They're guilty.
This sounds like a brutal breakdown of trying to destroy you, like with 1,000 cuts, you know?
That's exactly what it is. It's better to watch me die and languish and suffer than to kill me outright. Meanwhile, they kill my sons and let me know about it.
Oh my, because I got chills. I'm so sorry, Tom. They not only did these things, but they used dates that would bring out tragic memories, you know, hard times that you were going through in your life.
You said about Sean, right?
Yeah.
Sean, let me cut right to that and then back to the graphic. Now bring me back to the graphic.
Sorry to cut you, bring you off, the path here.
It's important.
Yes.
Here is, and I honor them. Right now, I am being assailed by an operative and his group on my very sites. And this guy is paranoid schizophrenic. He admits it in a Imagination broadcast. His name is David from Tennessee. And whenever he appears, he blurs his face and he uses a voice modulator. But the thing is, he tells his life story. Drugs, agencies, and says he's paranoid schizophrenic. He's assigned to me right now, trashing me everywhere you go. That's part of the plan. They use minions to do that, right?
Right.
He did it on the birthday of my son. He appeared on my site. And he trashed a girl that I knew, called her filth. That's how he opened on my site. Called her filth and said I was an idiot. So I'm going to respond when he did that, right?
Yeah.
That's how the agencies work. They use low-level D players, they're called, failed people,
Yeah.
like this David. And they're all excited to work for the FBI. And they have a group with them that works with them. This guy named George Bailey and others, not even important. But the thing is, they're trashing constantly right at this very moment. It started on the death of my son. They pick holidays and birthdays. Now let's go right here real quick. So here's also Sean's here. There's Kirk, who was also murdered. They killed Sean on the Ides of March when Caesar died. That's the date they picked to kill him. And Kirk was killed at a military base in Japan in a lap pool, expert swimmer and diver.
Oh, I didn't know it was at a military base, Tom.
Yes, he was killed at a military base. They claim the lifeguard knew he'd be okay and left on a military base. Here's the camera footage. Stars and Stripes did the article saying that he was revived. An investigation would go. Why was he cremated? What happened to my son? Both Sean and Kirk were cremated. I was not allowed to see them.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Without your permission or authorization?
Without my permission. Now, here you go. Watch this. This is from The Good Place, done by Universal Studios, who I had been told to submit to. I want to show you something really here, how they went that far in this. So this is Universal with Disney and Joel Silver. Now watch what they do. There's a character in The Good Place called Michael, who's operating under Sean. Sean Michael is my son's name.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Now, she says here, the character in front of Sean Michael says, I was born in Phoenix, Arizona, October 14th, 1986. Well, Sean's birthday is October 14th, 1982. Now watch how they broke it up to do this, to rub it in my face. And I was told by the agencies it was here. They did this on purpose. So she says October 14th, 1986. So that screenshot does us no good, basically, right?
Uh-huh.
They had a troll come on and go, October 14th is all kinds of dates. Well, look what she says. That's what I used to tell when I lied about my age. I was born in 1982.
Oh my gosh. No, Tom.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Exact birthday in a most vicious way. October 14, 1982. And the character's name is Sean Michael.
That's not a coincidence, guys. You know, they're deliberately doing it over and over and over. And Tom, you're seeing it happen in multiple films, multiple shows. It's not just these ones. It's countless.
That's right. Go to The Man in the High Castle and we'll continue on. But first, let me show you this. They correct my birthday in 2003 when they do Animatrix, right?
Okay.
Here's the screenshot. Let me show you the actual screenshot, unadulterated. So if we go to the actual screenshot, where is it? If I can find it. The clock should be right up here. Anyway, let me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Do it. But the clock fills the screen. Here it is, right here.
There it is in the middle. Yeah, right there.
Now, what's interesting about this? Here's a double bonus for you. Okay, that's what fills the screen in Animatrix, Detective Story.
Okay.
7, 2, 1 dot. What's one increment before the 60?
59.
That's right. Let's go to my license. Hold on. Let me blow it up and look at this. Okay, over to my license. And over. I can get it to go. Here we go. All right, here we go.
All right.
Read my birth date on my license.
7/2/59. Oh, what in the? So when did that come out?
That came out in 2003. My birthday was reinstated and corrected. USA Insurance showed me this. So that's government insurance for military. 7/2/59. That red hand 4 past the 4, I was 44 in 2003.
Whoa.
Age is in red. A red 4 also means assassination. with the agencies and Hollywood. It's a code, red 4.
Oh
So
my
you
gosh.
press the 4 in red. So this graphic is brilliantly done if you're an idiot, because it has July 2nd, 59, exact age, and the death threat, all in the same graphic. If you move this, Chad, any degree, you've lost the fitting.
Exactly. And what do we know about Hollywood, Tom? Is they show you what they're either doing or what they've done.
That's right. That's right. Exactly correct. Now, we missed one thing. Who's Neo's dad? John Anderson. John is my dad's name.
Really, Tom?
Yes. John. Althouse. John's my dad's name.
Every single bit of information in this one split second of a graphic?
That's right. And look at the side. What's the bold letters show you and the bold numbers? You ready for this?
Yeah.
EA.
Tom Althouse.
40, 99. Tom Althouse was 40 in 1999.
Oh my gosh, Tom.
That's why they put the age on both that and the Animatrix. 380 is numerology, which reads basically, I hope I got this right, to take your most cherished worldly possessions to help you prepare for your death. Wow. That's a bad joke. It's a death threat. And they put it right there in bold. Now go to this graphic in the center, and let's take a look at what you have. You see the 2 clocks on the side?
Yep.
From Walking Dead. HBO on them. Walking Dead, look at it in normal. You have, it's not 7:2:59 in the normal shot, is it? Looking clock, is it? Reverse the image, Alice in Wonderland, you get 7:2:59.
Oh my God.
7:59.
Tom, this is I have insane chills. I have insane chills. This is blowing my mind, Tom. How did you find this?
I was notified and told where to look by insiders. You know why? I was groomed to lead in the cabal. I said, no, I want to help the people. And therefore I paid the price. And so others on the inside admired that I stood up and had the courage to stand against the whole system and refuse the rewards and say, I'm going to reveal everything. So yeah, so they give me information. They show me where to look.
Well, when did you start feeling something was going wrong? Because at one point we had talked about it just earlier. You're like, wow, this is almost like heaven. Too good to be true. You know, it seemed like great. When does it start, you know, like something that your spidey senses start tingling?
Well, let me leave share for a second. How do I stop share? Stop. Okay. Hold on. All right. So here's the deal. It's a great question. I was bounced around like a ping pong ball. Look at it this way. My life reveals the cabal because they agreed to be deleted. Just like Ralph Reed was put in position to replace me in that aspect. But I was supposed to lead within the entire cabal. And what you have is Swiss royalty, German Swiss royalty, everything else. They do follow a certain bloodline type to have as their leadership. And it's part of their code, if you will. Okay. That is true for those that have guessed it. You're right. And the blue eyes and everything else, right? So it's very much so an image they pick. We're still stuck on the idea of a master race for one world order. We really are. And apparently I fit the bill.
Okay.
My bloodlines and everything. Not that I'm proud of it.
Sure.
So the thing is that, yeah, so I had said no. What's interesting is I was toppled by Robertson's organization, but Rockefellers picked me up. I was toppled by the Rockefellers, but Disney picked me up. It's almost like you are, like we go back to the sex ring. You are desired and utilized, passed around like a phone book. Same thing with the jobs that are attached to this very thing. So it's Rockefellers that took me in after Robertson destroyed everything, tossed me and lost, took everything from me. So the Rockefellers take me in and give me top positions. They were going to have me be a director at Colonial Williamsburg with the hotels and the theme park area. So I was going to be a director, which is above vice presidents. I'd have the best life you could possibly imagine with women being supplied.
Right.
Then I'm dropped by the Rockefellers and Clinton's group and sent with Disney, an invitation by Disney to come to Maui. So Disney takes care of me until they get to steal the work themselves. Keep in mind, Disney is what held Oblivion for Joel Silver, the film Oblivion, the story, for him until my case was thrown, and then was only given to Joel Silver. So
And Joe Silver's with Disney, correct?
Joel Silver's with Disney, Warner Brothers, and has his own company, Silver Pictures, on the lot of Warner Brothers.
Okay.
And with Universal.
And what is you said Clinton? The Clintons we all know about.
Yes, they had a main player called Joni Stevens, who worked at the 5-star hotel where all the senators come, Williamsburg Inn, who took me in and gave me the job to work under her. She worked at the White House with Hillary Clinton.
Wow. Well, I gotta say, you're on the minds of some of the top dangerous people in this world, not even this country. The biggest players that when we talk about the deep state, these are the players that were recruiting you and wanting you to lead this type of Hollywood. Why? Because of your brilliant mind and the type of stories that you are able to produce right onto paper, as we can all see from what they did with The Matrix.
Right.
They haven't had anything bigger.
That's right. And they're still trying to, quote, use up the rest of the story, as Joel Silver said. Now, keep in mind, who is Joel Silver's security agencies? Mossad.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes. See that in articles. So he has Mossad agents as his agents. So it brings to mind just really what is the demographic of the world politically. We are being snowed on so many fronts. It is all interconnected with the elite. And when they invite you and offer the chair, like the CIA did on Maui in the Masons, they brought me in. They offer you the chair, but they say you're one of the elite now. And the caveat they say is that you should not try to make a difference. Now, one of the questions or one of the things slung at me in this group that's harassed me right this very moment on my own site and Twitter, what they'll throw is, why is Tom Althouse still alive? That's the accusation. So obviously from their talking points, there's no way I can win, is there? If I'm still breathing and talking, I must be guilty and in with the cabal. Really? I have lost everything, including 2 sons, all my intellectual property, all my work. So why am I still alive? Because I have 16 more screenplays.
Boom.
And they are buried without any metal clips, tabs, anything. And they know that. I have a recorded call with one of Disney's top people, attorney, demanding to see the work, saying, quote, how do we know you're not a 2-hit wonder? I said, I will not show this work. And in fact, I'll destroy this work if anything happens to my last surviving son. And on that tape, you hear them say, you can't do that.
Wow.
So my work, I didn't even copyright these items because the Copyright Office is infiltrated, right? So what I have is they are buried. They're better than The Matrix. And that's more important to them than is my son's life.
These people are greedy, Tom. They're so greedy that they want what you have, and they can't stand that there's something out there that could blow away The Matrix, and they want that. And not only is there maybe one, but 16 more, 17?
16 more.
Wow.
They are good. I made the mistake of sharing it with that one group that we both know. Not the group, but the one party.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I shared one of them with him. So that'll be robbed real soon, I'm sure. It was one of the 16.
We'll expose that too. And when the timing's right, we have stuff to do now. And the thing is, guys, you have to be careful with the people around you. Tom's someone that is not afraid to get to the end goal, which is victory, that he knows stands on truth. So he's willing to work with anybody to get there. And some people just take advantage of that. So just Tom, appreciate you for I see your kind heart. I've seen it. I've seen it for some time now, and you just keep going. I get chills every single time I think of you. My family's constantly praying for you. And Aiden, we just love you so much. Do not give up. And you have a solid friend at the very least here, but I will not stop until we see victory with you. And I know there's a whole lot of people that stand with you, Tom. You're a brave inspiration. I just wanted to say that to you.
Thank you very, very much. And it's like, that's what we'll be doing too, is addressing all the talking points, because that's their main weapons. And I want to create the playbook that people can see how the agencies work along with the Hollywood industry and everything else. What are their tactics? And there is a way to beat them when you know what their tactics are. And the playbook is old and tired. And so, but yeah, they'll levy you with many, many things. They'll say, in my case, they'll say, Tom's delusional. the same old words. It's almost so boring to hear them all. And on the inside, he's trying to, he's a distraction is what just was posted just a moment ago on my site.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is these things are thrown, and they'll say, why haven't we heard of this before? Is what they throw to the public. The public's supposed to ask, why haven't we heard of this before? If the evidence is so strong, why haven't we seen it? Well, if you're groomed for the inside, they're going to make sure you never see it.
Right.
Things are coming out now. It's all coming out now. And God bless you for having me on, Chad, because you've given a voice. And I'm told by that, remember that tape with Disney, the Disney attorney?
Yeah.
He said that the reason I'm still alive, my son, is because I did interviews.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be that way.
Wow.
And the work is there. Yeah. So thanks for being a part of that.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be a part of it, and giving me trust. It's a hard place to be at with knowing so many people are after you. I feel bad for when people are mistreated, and Selena showed me on Twitter how someone came in was saying, oh, this person works with, saying a whole bunch of bad stuff. And even though there's very few of those people, I had saw that and I just like, God bless Tom, because his heart to just keep going through with all the hatred people. And those aren't real people. Those are people that are just like sent in to cause chaos to make it seem like that's what's going on. And a lot of people see that. So Tom, no, I'll just say this, you know this, but reading that stuff, know that anybody else reading that isn't buying it. We're not buying that stuff. We can see through the truth. Anybody who is of respectfulness should know the truth will see it. Tom, if anybody believes the lies, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's not worth trying to convince them. The truth is here. Anybody wants to see it is worthy enough to see it, and they will see it.
Right. Can I show you something else from Man in the High Castle?
Yeah, let me put on. You got to share your screen again.
I'll share it. Okay, entire screen. Oh, it's interesting. A helicopter just flew over. I don't know if you heard it, right over my roof. And so we may have all kinds of disruptions now because that's what the agencies do. They send these helicopters over and it screws up everything.
So it's so weird, Tom. I've been looking at our levels, the audio levels, and they're level. My level's equal with your level. I've looked at it many different ways and different options to see my audio levels. Selena handed me a paper. Look at, you can't see it here. We had another difficulty. You guys where Tom can't even see me right now unless he has the other screen going. But it's so crazy the troubles that we've had. But this is what that paper I just held up said. She said, "You're loud. Tom is so quiet." And it's so crazy, Tom, because it's equal levels here. So we're not going to give up. We're not going to stop. It's going to prevail.
I'm going to show you something too. Watch this. As soon as that helicopter flew over right over the top, I can no longer share my screen with you. It won't allow it.
No way. Yeah, because it was over here, and then all of a sudden when I went to see it, I saw it wasn't there anymore, and it was just.
Unless it's going to pop in now. Do you see it?
No, I don't see it yet.
I mean, it does not activate the share button anymore.
So we're having issues. You guys, I went away from Zoom. I got like all this other software that we won't have these type of problems. But hey, the deep state goes deep. We're not going to stop. So Tom, I am recording this too. So I have at least your good audio, and I'll record it there on that place too. So I'm recording like 3 different places now, just in case they mess it up. And I appreciate you, Tom, for wanting to go on. We'll go on, you guys. We're going to do more of these shows because the updates are coming like crazy. Tom's sending messages like, "Oh, you won't believe what just happened." So we just appreciate your time. And so you're not even able to share it then?
Can't. As soon as that helicopter flew over very, very low and it went over very slowly, it disabled the share function.
So what we'll do, guys, and we'll continue. I'm not ending the interview right now, but what I'm just saying is what we'll do with some of these videos that we can't go through, we'll make sure we get these audio stuff for the next interview. I'll get some of these videos from you so I could play them on my end just as a backup in case we can't share a screen or something like that.
Right. So, yeah, there's something I do want to show you. They can't block this. Let me if I can get it. I don't know if I'm able to do this. I asked Emma from her podcast for permission.
Okay.
To do this, and it's the guy who is assigned to me right now, and it's very interesting. It shows that he blacks out his face and that he has a voice modulator. And what he says about himself is just chilling.
And what do you mean by assigned to you? In what way assigned to you?
He has a group now coming at me on my site. Not stopping. I'll block him. He'll come back with another name. He'll keep coming back. And that's what I mean. He's actively trying to disrupt and harass. And he's harassed other people on our site right now. And so it's just like this circus going on.
And if you wonder if you even question if that's a real person with his own heart doing this, think about that. Just think about this. Tom Althouse here is a man who has the information. You guys could all look it up too. Actually wrote good stories, was the creator of this that they took and turned into the Matrix and did all this stuff. Then not only that, but then they tried destroying his life in many ways, not only by stealing his work and that whole route, but by murdering family members, sons. Okay. Now this is a person that just wants to get the truth out to the people. This is wrong. So if anybody could come knowing that story about Tom and say one bad thing about this person, I know Tom. He is one of the best hearts that I know, one of the most respectable, just kindest people that I know. So for anybody to say anything bad about him, it's 100% not from that person's heart. They're sent there from somebody. They're paid to do it. They want to make him look a certain way to the general public. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right, Tom. Right.
I don't know if you would be able to hear this. I'm going to try.
Sure.
I appreciate that. What I'm holding up right now is a little clip from the guy who's assigned to me. His name is actually David, and he's from Tennessee. And he had called me. All these other people that were harassed by this guy in his group, Sarah, George Bailey, all these guys, they are D players, failed players that are usually mentally ill, that are brought in by the FBI to disrupt with a certain talking points on days like my son's birthday when I'm mourning my son. That's exactly what they did. And in it, I don't know. We'll see if it actually can hear this, but it's too low.
Can you send it to me?
I'll send it to you. In it, he actually says that he hears voices and he's paranoid schizophrenic. And he had worked with the agencies, and it's like he says how he has drugs, everything else. That's what the agencies employ to harm citizens who create.
Send it to me right now. Is it like on text? If you send it to me right now, I'll play it right through this microphone.
All right, 1 second. Let me go ahead and get you here.
No problem. Oh boy, you guys got one thing I want to also let you know. We'll take a quick second. Down in the description of this video, you'll see a link on where you could directly help Tom. Okay. This is a big journey that he's on. This is a uphill battle that he's been going through. It's draining financially, but he's not going to stop. So we could show him a little bit of support, even if you don't have money. Sometimes a lot of people without money still get their coffee, during the week. If you could just skip your coffee, even if it's a $5 what you would pay for your coffee, skip your coffee that day or that week and just send it. There's a PayPal link down in the description. It will not go in vain. It will be put for victory against the deep state. Guaranteed.
We're using it for research right now and everything else. And I really appreciate that. And I do look forward to working with you.
And if you don't see it in the link, will you just say it, Tom, what that PayPal address is?
Let me see if I can get that up. Hold on.
Sorry to put you on the spot. I probably had it here.
I wish I could just share screen. Maybe that signal will, whatever they send to disrupt, maybe it'll fall away. Let me see if I can get that to happen. I'm going to go back to.
All right, here's the video. I'm going to play this video that you just sent me.
Keep in mind, this is the guy that just was assigned to me on my son's birthday, and is not stopped. Just keeps coming back and has harassed so many people. But go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Oh, wait a second.
I was having stirring inside. And it raised serious questions. I started to wonder if I was paranoid schizophrenic because other things started happening. I started hearing my conscience or a train of thought, and when I looked it up, it seemed like I was experiencing some symptoms of paranoid schizophrenia. It wasn't necessarily random, and it sounded serious enough to me, but I was also worried about things such as being arrested for growing marijuana or some of the related activity. Even if it wasn't my own activity, a lot of us
Disrupt. Maybe it'll fall away. Let me see.
Okay, that was it. Was that it right there?
That's it. That's the clip.
Okay, that was there. Okay, so wow, so he's talking about being paranoid, schizophrenic. So where's that coming from?
Well, that's the thing. That's who the agencies use. And they get these different groups together, and they feel it feeds their narcissistic supply. The FBI calls them, talks to them, then they brag about it to be used to disrupt anybody who's actually trying to make a difference. Those of us together. So they'll appear in our comments. They're on a site. They're appearing on my site right now. And I said, no, this is a place that's going to be safe. Get off my Twitter account. And their argument is that it's public domain, and they keep coming on different accounts.
So I see. So the point here is that they use people that may have some loose screws already going on that they could get to be their little chaos agents.
And it makes them feel powerful and important, and also, worst of all, sanctioned to do harm.
Do you feel protected, Tom? Do you feel safe? Do you feel like Aiden is safe?
Well, if I've gotten this far,
yeah,
I'm told right now it's very strange. Like I told you about the no touch rule.
Yeah,
that's also supposed to make me look guilty.
Right.
Sophia Stewart that claims that she wrote the Matrix 2 that was put in place by Warner Brothers and the agencies.
Right.
Clip that was just sent to me where she's saying that she has never been harassed ever because the FBI has made it clear that anybody that touches her they'll go after.
Really?
Do you think she's working with the FBI?
Yeah. And you guys, Sophia Stewart, we have some bombshell stuff in the future that will be coming out on Sophia Stewart. So she thinks she can't be touched. She's sadly mistaken. Am I okay with saying that, Tom?
Because it's going to be through evidence.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. That's right.
She has a 33-page, what she calls manuscript. She's not even written a screenplay. And there's Well,
I want to ask you, which reminded me early on when you're talking about Tom Hanks, they want to do all that stuff with him. Like and also with the brothers. What were they at that time? Were they some successful writers and they deserve this awesome screenplay that's going to be, what was going on at their time in their lives that they deserved this type of screenplay?
Here's the interesting thing. Like we said about this gentleman who just aired his talking about being paranoid schizophrenic, right? It's his own words. The Wachowskis claimed that they failed at everything they did. In fact, Larry was talking during one ceremony saying how he was ready to jump in front of a train unless he was given a ladder. And they failed at everything. They dropped out of school. They failed at their painting contracting. Their mom, they claim, says that all they ever did was play video games. So they're sci-fi groupies. Failed at, never, even their work, Plastic Man and Carnivore, still has never been made. Even after all the successes from stolen work. And so what's interesting is they claim that Mel Gibson introduced him to Dino Laurentiis, and that Dino Laurentiis wined and dined them. Well, if they didn't have any successful screenplays and they had no body of work and they failed at everything they did, why is Dino Laurentiis from Warner Brothers wine and dining them and saying, you're going to have beautiful women, success, and fame for what? And you even have the Wachowskis saying in 1995 in an article that they failed as writers in Hollywood because another writer had to be brought in for Assassins to finish it, that they'd have to pack their bags and leave. Why weren't they bringing the Matrix forward then, the story? And why is the Warner Brothers only copyrighting the Immortals, no copyright on the Matrix, right? And why, the Wachowskis then said they were hoping to be given the science project to direct. They said the only way they could make it is they could direct something. So you see them on Matrix as directing, writing, and producing along with Joe Silver. But the thing is, they take the Immortals title, and remember how they were trying to be so clever in that first graphic, right? So they take the Immortals title and switch the letters around to get Matrix and add an X. Now, what's interesting too, it goes further. Elon Musk also failed at everything he did. And he was brought in to steal the tech from the screenplay, which is the Neuralink, the enhancer. So he was given that by Warner Brothers. If you look at Iron Man 2, Elon Musk appears in Iron Man 2. No lines, no script, just appears. And Tony Stark goes, hey, look, there's Elon Musk. Nothing to do with propelling the story along. It's just to showcase him. Because he was being groomed also to steal the tech at the same time the Wachowskis were given to steal the story and all the new ideas. So, yeah. If
you guys have discernment and you see truth, which I know the people that watch this channel do, you will, I can feel for Tom and you're like, man, this stuff may sound so crazy to the world and to so many people, but you guys, if you look at it, this is all true. You know, they want it to look that way. Like, oh yeah, right. Like, oh yeah, right. Now Elon Musk, the tech, like guys, this is really going on. And this audience doesn't take much to persuade. They see exactly what's going on in the discernment. So Elon Musk, Neuralink, and that show that came out on Netflix where they put those like chips in the back of your head. Oh, what was it called? It's actually a really good show. The Stacks, they go in and all of a sudden you have a memory that you can live forever. Do you know what show I'm talking about?
That's in my screenplay. Yeah. I don't know the show called.
It was, oh man, I can't think of the name of it right now, but yeah, exactly that. With the Stacks, they go in and it's your memories are uploaded. Exactly what Elon Musk is talking about. This Neuralink trying to make you transhuman, live forever. But you started that out in a screenplay writing about it, the story, way a long time ago.
Exactly.
And where did you get that?
Guess what? I knew it. I felt it. I knew it. For a duration after the helicopter went by, they lose the ability to disrupt. I can share screen now.
Okay.
Knew it. I'm so used to it. So can I share screen?
Yeah. Let's see. Are you doing it? I don't see you yet.
I just saw a thing pop up on my screen, though. It says, oops, we are unable to get audio or video from this participant. Okay, whatever. Okay, here you go. Look, watch.
Okay, hold on. Let me go to your screen.
So this is great. Now the helicopter may come back, which is pretty telling. I'll actually turn the camera to them. But okay. I hear it.
Are you serious?
I do. It's approaching from the distance.
Oh my gosh.
I'll get my phone ready. I can record it if it comes by. It's just, you see how stupid they are?
Yeah.
It's just dumb. It's like they're just, the agencies are not smart at all.
Tom, how long have we been trying to do this interview? Like we've like seriously scheduled this interview several times just this month alone and last month, you know?
I don't know if you can say it. What happened to you when we were about to go on the air?
Let's say it. I haven't said it to anybody yet. It's been pretty crazy. No, I'll say it. I literally was here setting up the live stream. Everyone could hear me loud and clear. All right, let's just say it, right? And I could even play the audio. Maybe I'll post it on Twitter. But so I'm getting all set up. I'm setting up. I'm making the lower thirds for Tom. He's sending me stuff. I'm making the graphics. I'm setting up the whole entire show to go live. We're scheduled. And what happens? All of a sudden I get a phone call and they leave a voicemail and it's the FBI. What do you know? The FBI comes and wants to start now, has questions for me. Hey, you're not in any trouble. We just have some questions for you.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's this intimidation factor. And what I do, I try calling him back. I called him back 3 times, left 2 voicemails. How? Like, what? You wanted to talk to me, but I call you back 3 more times, leave 2 voicemails, nothing. And then another week goes by. All right, Tom, let's schedule this interview. Boom, boom, boom. Call. They just start calling me over and over and over. And they've been calling. To this week, I just got a message on Friday over the weekend saying, hey, we need to make contact at least by phone next week.
See, the rule of thumb is now that we've done an interview together live and you've talked about it, they're not supposed to touch you anymore. If they do, they're breaking their own rules.
Well, you know, I appreciate that. And I look forward to that because nobody wants to be investigated by anyone. But,
right.
You know, I'm not doing anything wrong here. I don't even curse on my channel, you know? I don't do this bad stuff. I'm just trying to get the truth out because I care.
You're showing that. You're showing the evidence. The evidence is irrefutable. They know that. That's why they back off every time the evidence is shown. But they will do their helicopter flyovers and try to disrupt the signals from getting out.
Yeah.
But when we get it out, they are afraid. They're so afraid of this that Kate Chilton and Linda Burrow, the two attorneys that were at my deposition when they were throwing my case and handled it, have now just resigned and disappeared. So yeah.
Let me just do this. So everyone, man, we just said it. Let's just show evidence. You've been showing evidence here. We're not making up stuff for you guys. I'm in my phone, Tom, because I know you can't see me right now. I'm going into voicemail, and I'm just gonna play this short 20-second voicemail. There's a bunch of them here now from I'm not gonna say the guy's name.
Sure.
You know what? His name's gonna be on this voicemail. Sorry, it's public information. Here we go.
Hello, looking for Chad. This is Rob, the FBI. Chad, if you can give me a call, 480-480-8.
Don't want to put his.
I should have some questions for you. You're not in any trouble, but if you can give me a call back, appreciate it. Thanks.
There it is, guys. That was at 12:17 p.m. That was sent on 10/3/23, and they have not stopped since then.
And when were we going to go on the air? When we were scheduled to go live?
Our first one, was it that same day, 10/3, or I think it was 10/3. Yeah. Our first one.
The day of that we weren't doing it.
Yeah, and I'm not someone that just cancels on something, but that was a crazy little situation, and then like a snowball of technical issues. Remember, my internet went out. I'm on a whole new internet, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm gonna show the camera. This box. What does that box say? This is doing the light. That box says quantum.
Mm-hmm.
My internet is now quantum. All of a sudden, a guy comes. So what happens after that, Tom, is someone comes knock on my door again. Selena, my wife, answers it, and it's a guy wearing a shirt that says quantum on his shirt.
Oh my God. See, that's what they do. They just play these games. And it's like with our phones, they'll type messages across our phone screens and things like that.
Yeah.
Or they do my mom, they'll have 666 and they'll hear it beeping and typing across her screen. The thing is that when I know these guys so well now because I was being groomed to be part of all this. And what they do is remember how he overdid it. He overplayed his acting. He was trying to play like that. I'm just so casual, relaxed, bored. I'm just giving you a note, nothing to be scared about. He overplayed it. Bad acting, So they do that when they send the police too. It's like our SWAT teams. They'll be like, they'll make it like they're low key, but then you see what they said behind the scenes, and it's like, the guy's aggressive, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the point is, they are bad actors. They are going against U.S. citizens that are doing benevolent work. We're focused on evidence. We're focused on making our country, safe for citizens. And we are nonviolent, where they're the opposite. So, any group that goes against U.S. citizens, armed to the teeth, barging in with no entry, no warning into homes, and accosting and taking evidence and just destroying people's lives, they should be defunded.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been saying over and over. The FBI and the CIA should be defunded and the Pentagon investigated. And when you've got a congressman who's a lifelong FBI agent handling my sister, that's what's crazy. Can I show you my sister real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so look at this right now. So here is Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania. He's a lifelong California FBI operative. He's an agent. In fact, he's the one, here's a cover article, that was sent to Ukraine to destabilize it and get rid of Viktor Shokin, along with Trudeau's guy. It's right here. But no agency will show this. So it was the asked for his opinion, Fitzpatrick's office provided a statement that Viktor Shokin, who they got rid of in 2014 to disrupt Ukraine to take it over with the Pentagon, was a hindrance to anti-corruption efforts. The congressman's personal experience regarding former Attorney General, basically, Viktor Shokin, that he was not cooperative with the FBI's anti-corruption efforts in Ukraine, and he posed a hindrance. What is the FBI doing on foreign soil at sovereign nations? What is the FBI doing destroying personnel over there? And he even says that intellectual property is fair game. So watch this. So after they tried to put me away using my sister's, you see her right there in the red dress?
Yep.
Being rewarded on the floor of Congress the day after the 302 attempt on me.
Did you say Brian was dating her? Or
no, he's gay.
Okay.
Brian Patrick's gay. He's part of the Robertson agenda.
Gotcha.
So a gay FBI agent who's a congressman.
And that's your sister also?
Next to her, yeah. So he promotes her all the time, and puts her on the floor of Congress and everything else. And her job, she became a monster. Her job is to destroy me. She's supposed to claim that I'm dangerous and I call her all the time and saying all these things enough to put the 302 in effect. And I don't even talk to her. So it's coming out now about Ukraine and Biden, right? Biden's bribe, right, warned Ukraine officials they would not receive $1 billion in guarantee loans unless Shokin was removed. It's the FBI. Does he look gay? The FBI was put in position to make sure it happened. The FBI is guilty of doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Biden was part of. The FBI had Biden doing it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay?
This is huge, Tom. This is huge.
And so the reason this leaked out is during the 302 attempts, Fitzpatrick did a local article, cover story article, to try to cut off anything I would reveal, and he admits everything. Even right here, there was a general consensus that Shokin wasn't moving on the cases that existed. He wasn't pushing for reforms. They're making excuses why they got rid of who Biden threatened, needed to be removed. When they got rid of this gentleman, Victor Shokin, who they say even Trump said this, Trump was saying that Shokin was treated very badly. He was a very fair prosecutor. Shokin was very good, and his efforts have been shut down, just like mine, right? So that's what the FBI has been doing. They're working with the Pentagon overseas, destabilizing sovereign nations so they can become then puppets of the FBI. Now look at the Pentagon. And look what he's saying here. He was a hindrance to any corruption efforts by the FBI. What? In a foreign nation? In Ukraine? Why? What would we be like our country, Chad, if another country, say China, was saying that we have to let them have their way and we're a hindrance to their anti-corruption efforts in the U.S.?
Right.
But does it make any sense?
No, not at all. And
Right.
that's what's exactly going on over there.
Exactly. It's the FBI that stabilized Ukraine along with Trudeau's administration.
Mm.
Isn't that incredible? So I'm trying to find the footage of what happened after the 302 attempt. Fitzpatrick was very upset when the SWAT teams weren't able to put me away for good. He did a good effort. I'll give him that. But they sent these helicopters to circle my home. And it really shows how, like, the helicopter just flew over.
Yeah.
But they do this. And they did it for so long that I gave up taking all the footage because it was too much. As they circled the home. I'm trying to find it here, and I'm not seeing it right up here on the particular layout.
And then when you go talking about it, people are like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you got helicopters circling your home, sure."
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got the footage. Anyway, I'll try to find the bit. Let me go to Man in the High Castle real quick, though. I want to show you what's in the Man in the High Castle.
Okay.
Remember that Warner Brothers and Matrix, right? They had they even have 9/11, right? In Matrix, they put 9/11 because my piece was talking about false flags, right? They were going to be used by the CIA and the FBI. That's in the original work, right? Mm-hmm. And the false flag was going to be a hospital being exploded, which then Universal Studios put in Dark Knight.
Wow.
They did it right away. Now, what's interesting is you have other entries in Animatrix, such as my name across the screen, with Park in the middle, my middle name Park in the middle. Tom Park Althouse, they changed antique shop to antique house. Can you believe that? They're pointing to the L, the contrast on T, TOM on the clock. It's an antique shop full of clocks with my birthday on them.
Oh my gosh.
Tom Park Althouse.
Oh
and that goes along with that graphic that had my exact, here it is, the exact screenshot right there. This is the exact screenshot from Animatrix that fills the screen. Right there. That's an expensive graphic.
Yeah.
And look at this right here. You've got Spielberg. Let's go this first. Spielberg in Minority Report. Now get this. Spielberg is a main player in the theft of the work, connected to my brother's family, who's bought, just like my sister.
Wow.
You have him in Minority Report, which is about pre-crime, right? You have Spielberg committing pre-crime. Because what he has here is Captain John Anderton. Keep in mind, Chad.
Whoa.
Philip K. Dick said he did not want his material altered in any way before he died. He said, I don't want it altered in any way, right?
Okay.
So what does Spielberg do? Watch how Spielberg alters Philip K. Dick's work.
The T.
So what he does is, Captain, my dad's rank. John, my dad's name. There is no captain in Philip K. Dick's Minority Report.
Whoa.
There's also no child being murdered in Philip K. Dick's original work when he said he didn't want it altered. But Spielberg adds one. Spielberg adds a child being murdered that Tom Cruise's character, my dad's name and rank, is going to be put away in stasis forever for pre-crime because his son was murdered. This is in 2002. Guess what that son's name is that Steven Spielberg chooses, which Philip K. Dick novel didn't have, as the son that's going to put him away on a 302?
Could it
Sean.
be? Oh, I don't want to even say it. Really?
Yeah. Sean.
Oh, wow.
So Steven Spielberg adds the rank, adds the name, and pre-crime. Why? And he's committing pre-crime at the same time. So Spielberg, whose best friend said, if I ever went to LA, I'd be murdered. I'd be dead. You'd be dead. It's on tape.
Oh my gosh.
So Spielberg's best friend, right? Anyway, so Spielberg does this thing with his pre-crime, and this thing is flashed on a newspaper report, flashed right by, right? And what you have is, after 2002, my son is murdered, and they try to put me away on 302 charges. Exactly what he put in Minority Report.
This came out before your son's?
2002.
Whoa.
So that was pre-crime before he was killed in 2019. Yeah.
Oh
now watch this. In Man in the High Castle, again, Philip K. Dick's work is altered completely, so they can stick these things in. Remember O.T. Cabal?
Uh-huh.
Remember her entry in the Matrix? Her birthday? What is it? March 3rd or March 11th?
March 11th. Okay.
Look.
Oh,
What's interesting is it says 1103, right?
Right.
In Germany, you reverse the day and the month.
Really?
Yes, in Germany, you do that first. The month, the day is first, the month is second.
Wow.
So there it is. Isn't that something? They even did that detail. Better. Now, this is the rap sheets in Man in the High Castle, where in the rap sheets in Matrix, where they stuck everything, but they go further in Man in the High Castle. Watch this. So also in Man in the High Castle, recognize that date?
10/14. I do recognize it, but I can't remember off the hand.
Sean's birthday.
Oh my God. A couple days ago.
The operatives on my birthday on my channel. The guy that you had the voice playing, right?
Yes,
the
yes.
operative.
Oh my God.
Next entry. See the circle?
1207.
Remember the picture? Remember the picture of Kirk and Sean?
Yes.
That's Kirk's birthday, December 7th.
Oh, no. This
So
is
the
all in the same show. All this information is in the same show.
The same rap sheet folder.
Oh man.
It's all in the same folder. So in the same folder, just like they opened in Matrix, Kirk's birthday, Sean's birthday, Otika's birthday. That's not all. Also going on with it is my birthday. Now look at this thing. It has all the stuff here. The hand is covering this at the bottom. It moves at the last second, and you see what?
July. Where at?
July 2nd.
Oh, got you.
My birthday.
Oh.
Covered over for a last second reveal. That's the assassin.
Okay,
What
when you say this is the same folder, though, is this the same like scene in the show, or is it throughout like different episodes?
This is shown just before the rap sheets are shown. The rap sheets are all shown all at the same time. He's actually leafing through these. So you're having Kirk's name pop up, turn the page, and the rap. Sean's birthday, turn the page in the rap sheet folder.
Oh my God.
Tika's birthday, turn the page, and then this is in the rap sheet folder here.
Okay.
Now watch this one. So we have fiance's birthday, Sean's birthday, Kirk's birthday. A fiance was estranged to me and used on me. Sean and Kirk were killed. My mom was assailed. My dad was murdered. And here you have May 23rd. See it?
Yep.
Japanese entry. This is a Japanese entry in that folder, so they don't reverse the day and month.
Right.
Here's the deal. My mom was born in May 22nd. Uh-oh. But not uh-oh. Because she was born in Altoona, Pennsylvania. In Okinawa, where this character is being listed from, it was May 23rd.
Oh my gosh, Tom.
That's the agency's trying to be clever.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's not all. 9/11, just as in Matrix, 9/11 is shown over and over again in this rap sheet.
Same folder. Same folder.
Same folder. As I was talking about warning through my art. And who does Neo work for? Who does Neo work for in my work when you first open? He's a lower echelon CIA department head. Who is the Smith agent? An upper echelon CIA department head. What's the Central Intelligence Agency become in my screenplay? In the future, in the One World Order, Central Intelligence Agency becomes Central. Smith is central.
Wow.
That's why they also wanted to cleanse it. You see what's going on? Why was I doing it? Back to your very first question when you opened the show.
Mm-hmm.
I was whispering through art what Robertson's plans were, along with the agencies and Disney, as I was being groomed to lead. I've done my job. I've paid my price. I've revealed information, and I'm hoping the world catches on. I hope it was for naught. And what you're doing right now is making it worthwhile. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I just can't. I can't give you enough of my word that I have your back. I'm here for you, man. I'm so here for you. We're not going to stop, and we're just going to grow having your back. This is, victory will prevail. And I know people want to see you prevail in this victory. And Aiden, what a good kid he is. Is he still playing soccer?
He's playing soccer. He plays the piano. He's part of PALS now. He is High Honor Society. He came through. Think of if your mom was a prostitute hired by Disney out of Modesto, California, with warrants on her and everything else we didn't find out until 2016, when her record was expunged by Mike Lang. And she's taken back to Mike Lang's mistress pad. We have the emails on my birthday, July 2nd. Remember, they strike on birthdays for maximum effect. That's the agencies. And so Mike Lang, who's Harvey Weinstein's boss, who was put in place in 1993, remember the submission letter in 1993, to be in charge of acquisition of intellectual property they don't own. And he is, if you look for him, he's basically gone from the web. Look for Kate Chilton, basically gone from the web. The lady that was at my deposition. That had put Sophia Stewart and Elon Musk in place.
Mm.
Now she's on the run. So I'm so glad we're doing this, talking together. And they're also trying to claim that it's going to be too much for audiences, that it's going to be too much evidence and too much, it's going to blow people's minds. They will not accept it. It's like when they see the ships on the water, they'll see clouds only. They think that there's no way people are going to handle this much evidence and this much proof. That's an agency tactic. Isn't that something?
They could be right if maybe you were doing this alone, but you're not doing this alone.
No.
You have an army. I know you have an army. Even if you don't realize it, you may realize it, but I know you do. And I see the way that people see this. And, just being a person that has a good heart, I'm not trying to say, I have a good heart, look at me, but just knowing that I do have a good heart. I know there's other people in this world that has good hearts. This is obvious. This is so obvious what's going on. Anybody that has a brain and a good heart can see exactly what's going on here, Tom. So we're not going to stop. But if I could ask you, what gives you the strength to keep going, and not only the strength to keep going, but do it in fearlessness? Because the average person, you have, just them calling me is like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. It gives you a physical pain in the stomach. Even if you're not stressed out, it does something to you. So I can't imagine you and also Aiden, how you guys are able to keep going, knowing how harshly they're coming against you.
Well, there is a twofold answer. Basically, is what I talked to the Disney attorney with. What I was talking to them. One of the things I said to him is, "Why was this being done to my family?" And they said the answer: "You dared to face us down." What, I tried to claim my intellectual property back. So it's like, that was their answer. And what I said to them was, they said too. They said, "It's all about power, Tom. You have to understand, it's all about power." I said, "Where's compassion in that?" I said, "No, it's all about power." I said, "You can't create great work unless you have compassion for your audience, unless you have compassion for life. If you can't put your shoes, I'll just enter into your shoes and feel what you feel, and you have to have feelings for that to happen, your work's going to suffer. It's not going to be great work. There's going to be disconnect, the narcissistic disconnect." And so what's interesting is compassion, with actual seated compassion, there's no way you could take your life or give up on what you're doing if it's bringing forward justice with that mantle of responsibility on you, because then you'd no longer be able to help people anymore. Yeah. So compassion is a lifesaver, because you actually have it. You won't stop. You won't give up. You won't cave in. You won't take your life, because that's what hits you is, I wouldn't be able to help if I was gone. Mm. I wouldn't be able to make a difference. Yeah. So because of compassion, I'm still alive. And that's why they say narcissists and everything else, having narcissists like the gentleman who had, his voice playing, and Sophia Stewart, the rest that were brought in, and Elon Musk himself. Yeah. They're narcissists. Right. They need to feed that narcissistic supply and feel supreme and superior. I don't. I get bashed all the time. But what my feeling is, I don't care about that. I will put myself aside and look at all life is important, and we can make a difference, and we can make a better world. And I'm working for that world for my son and other children and even the elderly. I want a better world for them, and I'm going to not stop. There's no way I'm going to. And Aiden said himself, he said, Dad, don't stop. Don't stop. He said, even if something happens to me, because he saw what happened to his brothers, he said, even if something happens to me, you keep going.
Wow.
He said, keep going. That was 10 years old. He was 10 years old. He grew up in hell.
You can't stop after hearing words from that, like that from your son. Wow. Okay. So then now let's do a call of action. What do you need from the people? You just doing what you're doing. What can you use for help in completing this task in front of you?
Some things that could be very helpful. Excuse me. Usually when the flyovers go too, you get choked up in your throat. I actually have footage of them spraying, so I apologize for that. It's now seeping in.
Oh no!
You see my eyes turn red.
Oh yeah.
Spray it. That's the delivery system. So they'll probably be back for double dosing. But
take a drink if you need to.
I try. It won't even stop the effect. Anyway, that's how they spread certain seed items. Also, it's a direct delivery system. Anyway, and I have the footage of them spraying, like I said. But what can help is spread the word, show the evidence, and call people on accountability. If anybody comes out and claims they're revealing stuff and going to tell you the truth, demand to see evidence. We need to separate the chaff from the wheat through who is showing evidence.
Yeah.
We can't just have these words anymore. Have people show what they have. It'll save time. It'll save disruption.
Awesome.
That's the first thing the other side really is afraid of. Do what the other side fears most. Show the evidence.
Yeah.
Right? They tried to destroy all the music tapes and everything. We got the original musics and everything. So it's like, yeah, we got the proof. I did my work. And now even TMZ, one of the correspondents from TMZ said to me, it's owned by Warner Brothers. Insiders say to me, you were smart enough to write The Matrix, therefore you were smart enough to follow the trail. What were they thinking? They're saying about their own bosses.
All right.
What were they thinking? So spreading the word is very important. It also helps if there's a troll. These are assigned by the agencies. Helicopters right out the window. Guys are so stupid. That's their only tools. I can hear it. Just a little distance away. It's hovering just over the other apartment building here.
Gosh.
It's actually hovering. They don't want to be seen, so they're on the other side of the building. It's insane. It's like kids playing with toys. They don't know what to do. They throw tantrums. Anyway, so I'm not going to let it distract. Let's go back to it. Let them hover and waste their fuel on taxpayers' money. So what we have is if you address trolls and say, look, these guys, Chad, Tom, whatever, they're showing evidence, back off. Let's keep it on evidence, on the basis of evidence. It helps. These guys have shallow egos. They can't handle, even the trolls with the fake names like Crypto Pirate, they can't handle being called out.
Right.
So if anybody sees a nasty comment saying delusional or this is fraud, it's fake, he lost his case, whatever, a comment in support helps. It really does. These guys are cowards. They often respond that way to players. That helps. Also, like you said, it does help if you contribute. I never asked for things like that before, but now I'm looking long-term here. There's more research needed. I'm hoping to work with you on this too. Yeah. Documentary, actually going forward, documentaries, that does require stuff. It helps a lot.
Yes.
So I never was before, but now I'm saying, yes, it's needed. It's needed to finish the fight. And we'll make sure those pennies are spent right.
Yeah.
And we're holding what they fear most. When Sophia Stewart makes a call to me, she's supposed to handle and harass, she'll say, you can't make your screenplay, they'll put an injunction on you. Think of it, Chad. If this is made exactly as it's written and copyrighted, with all 190 matchups, including the iconic things of robot-like agents and everything else, Little Girl Train Station, all that, then putting an injunction on us means that there's matchups, which means we win right away. We're back to the billions. We turn this world around. Right? So they're very concerned about that. So, and when they say that the case was thrown, when they throw that card, that's their go-to card, the case was handled. Remember how I showed you that document about here and how? As soon as they send you that attorney who has a ineligible to practice law, then they threw your case. What's the last act this guy did? Whenever you hear he lost his case, it's over. The last act he did, and I'll show you the email later. Tony Rankin, who was classmates with Warner Brothers attorney. The last act he did was when I fired him finally.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me an email after. Within a half hour after he's fired, he said he called his classmate, Warner Brothers attorneys, and told them to proceed to summary judgments without objection.
That's Rankin, your attorney?
Rankin.
This is supposed to be the guy that's defending you.
That's the only way you can lose in a summary judgment. There has to be no tribal issue. All these things we've talked about even just yet today, the high school, the birthday, all that stuff, the matchups, jacks the neck, everything else. The way they got around it was this unlicensed attorney calls his buddies at Warner Brothers after he's fired. The first act he does, proceed to summary judgment without objection. That's the only way they can win summary judgment. So when you hear he lost his case was taken away from him. Third person, talking third person. Worse than Breaker Moran.
Man, well, we got. How long of a road do you think's ahead of us?
Not long. They're on the run. Kate Chilton just resigned. That Sophia Stewart letter I talked about?
Yeah.
Where she had to brag about getting money, right? She wanted to show her consistency, her fans, that she was getting money, right?
Right.
So she posted the Kate Chilton letter. The Kate Chilton letter doesn't address 2005. 2005 is when Sophia Stewart had her case, right?
Right.
And 2005, I just realized why they're hovering. They're hoping to disrupt Signal again, but they don't want to reveal themselves. They're in a quandary right now, the FBI and the CIA. They're in a quandary right now in their little vehicles because they don't know whether to fly over and shut our signal down and shut us up or just hover there and try to threaten so we shut up. They don't know what to do.
When you said that it was flying over again, when you're like listening to it, your whole screen went like, I thought I was going to lose you. I really thought I was going to lose you. I was like trying not to talk because I was like, I don't want to.
Well, they don't want this next thing said. They don't want this next thing said. So they're hovering and they're unsure. Wait, they just went off. They just left. We faced them down. Congratulations. We just faced them down.
Yeah.
We just revealed that they were uncertain on what to do and they don't want to seem weak. So we just made them look weak because we're saying they're uncertain what to do.
Oh, man.
They got the radio message to leave. Are we going to win? Are we going to win? Can we do it? We're the ones that can.
It's inevitable. And Tom, you said that to me from the beginning, is that we're the ones that are going to do this.
We can shut them away. That's right.
Yeah.
Can I share screen right now since they just flew away?
Hopefully.
All right. Let's see if they'll do it because they may have done something and then left. Right?
Yeah.
And then flew away. Yep. I can't share the screen. They did that, and then that's why they got closer, like I said, and then left. Isn't that incredible?
We're seeing it play out in live reality, guys. This is in real time happening. You guys see it.
Oh my God, they're so stupid. They're spoiled kids. I was going to show you the Kate Chilton material. And let me just lay it out then for you. We'll look at it later. And what I'll do next time too is I'm going to, in an interview with you.
Yeah.
If they do, because they're very concerned about us doing this. They banged on your door, for heaven's sake.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is there's supposed to be the no-touch rule now, according to them, because they would reveal them too much, just like they just backed off after disrupting our signal. But the thing is that what I'm going to do next time is we're doing an interview. I will get up immediately with my camera and film them hovering.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. With your permission.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna. Hey, it's about transparency here. We're bringing out the truth. We're breaking down their narratives. They want to try to make it seem crazy. We're just gonna put it all out there, and that's why they can't do anything about it. The more that we talk,
they're actually fans of the work. Their operatives will say they're fans of the work and they're fascinated by the story. Their attorneys say that the real life story is bigger than the Matrix itself. Our real life story.
That's right.
Isn't that something?
Chills.
Now, Sophia Stewart lost in summary judgment in 2005. Why didn't Kate Chilton appear then? The attorney's main attorney for Warner Brothers, who then moved to Netflix to launder through Netflix, and then became a Superior Court judge and just resigned when the Sophia Stewart letter was brought up. Now, Sophia Stewart is wanting her money for what? 2005? No, from 2009 to 2014. Because she was assigned to me in 2009 when the honeypot wife came to me and said, Tom, look, honey, look, here's the image of the little girl at the train station. Here's the little girl pointing to the sun. That's your work. They wanted me to know in 2009, because that's the end of latches. That's the end of statute of limitations. From 1999, you get 10 years to discover. So they wanted me to discover, so they get rid of all the evidence and put the attorney in place to handle me. It was already set up ahead of time. So they had the honeypot wife induct me. And I was like, oh my God. So she had me put a website up, reveal what's going on, so they can then bring in their attorney right away to handle and solicit and you get to control the evidence. And that's exactly what they did. And so this Kate Chilton letter is very important because it's addressing the time where I'm being handled, 2009 to 2014. And it's addressing, and Sophia Stewart's saying, I want my $5 to $7 million you're going to give me. It's basically for handling Tom. So what Sophia Stewart did was post that letter on her site, and it was mentioned and revealed. She struck it from her site, and Kate Chilton resigned. She's supposed to be in office till 2029. She resigned immediately as soon as that happened.
That letter, we will bring that letter to you guys. Maybe not this episode, but that letter will be revealed to you very
That's
soon.
what they're running from. That's why they went ahead and butchered the Copyright Office entries. It's so amazing they did that. I'll tell you, Chad, because now the Copyright Office is a defendant. U.S. Copyright Office. Think of it. Any creative person out there, all your passion for your work and everything, that means that if you make an entry at the Copyright Office, it's going to be stolen. They'll go so far as to alter your copyright entry. Post-date it, change the dates, change the names, anything.
So they've committed such a horrific crime. And then not only did they commit the crime, but they were so brazenly blatant and thought they were so brave enough to just put it out there in the movies. And going back to the brothers, right? Sisters, brothers, whatever they are, they got punished, right?
Punished that stuff in there. That's why they had to pose as transgender. Was Andy Wachowski happy about that? When he was asked in an interview, and it's all over the net, when he was asked in an interview, something like, well, they said, you must be happy now that you're a woman. And his answer is like this: no, not really. He didn't want to be a woman. No. He wants to be that bar thug. So it's like, and so what he does was, anybody that knows how, if you're a woman and you love being a woman, you usually look nice and you apply taste to how your appearance is and things like that. Andy just slaps on a black throw dress and a wig.
All right.
He's not trying to look pretty. He's not trying to look nice. He's actually doing a cry for help. He's looking like, I don't want to do this. I'll just put the wig on. I'll put the dress on. He's not happy. He's being punished. And did he appear on Matrix 4, which is a disaster?
Oh, yeah. No, that's right.
Was Keanu Reeves going to do it at first? No.
Right.
Sean was murdered, and they pulled all the merchandise off the shelf for Matrix 4. They were going to do it then.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, and guess who ran from Altered Carbon?
Altered Carbon. That's what I was talking about earlier with the stacks and chips in the back of the head.
That's the premise of this.
Yeah.
Joel Silver had all my materials when the case was being thrown as a defendant through Discovery. I got nothing from them. And so what he did was he did Altered Carbon, saying that the premise was the rich in the future have immortality, the poor is used as pawns, which is my exact premise of the work.
Wow.
In my case, they said with the judge, they go, it was just mundane, not a great thing, just ordinary. In Joel Silver's Altered Carbon, they say it's the greatest sci-fi concept ever. My concept, right?
Oh, man. So not only did they use your script, your screenplay, your script that you wrote to create The Matrix, but they've also used it to create so many other shows that are very big shows.
Oblivion, Elysium, Inception, Altered Carbon, Sense8, all these were directly from the defendants having my access to all my works and notes and drafts. Keep in mind, we can show later, we have a tape of Warner Brothers attorneys saying they have no working drafts whatsoever. So they're saying it's a moot point to ask for any discovery because we have no working drafts, no evidence at all. We have no working drafts. They only had my screenplay on set, which parties from the set are now coming forward and saying, yeah, we saw your script on set. That's why there was a 20-foot rule. You're not allowed with 20 feet of the Wachowskis or you're fired because they didn't want you seeing the Immortals in hand, which they copyrighted the Immortals title.
Wow. Tom, you can't be the only writer that they do this to, right?
I'm not. I'm just the one they went so far with, because that's why, when people go, well, Matrix is Necromancer, or Matrix is based off of Dark City, or Matrix is based off of Alice in Wonderland, Matrix is based off of Ghost. What's going on is Matrix was made up on set. We know it's from their attorneys now, with the Immortals in hand, with the visual storyboard and the Immortals script, 20-foot rule applying. So the Immortals was in a 600-page storyboard of all the lifted images they thought were cool from it.
Okay.
They made it up on set as they went along. That's why you see the actors improvising so badly.
Wow.
And talking so slowly. The reason, you know how Smith and Morpheus, they kind of talk the same way. They kind of go like this. You take the blue pill and your laundry lady.
Yeah.
Laundry. And they're improvising and they're slowing down. It's actor's nightmare for them. They are making up as they go along with a little bit of tidbit of things that were fed to say from the Wachowskis, which will be like, say this cool quote from Dante in whenever you make this up. And so you see the actors actually slowing down their language, and then they make it part of the personification of the actors. So Morpheus and both Smith talk like they're on sleeping pills.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And then they just made that into like, oh, that's the way these people talk. So that's important. I think I remember you telling me that before. And I think it's important to emphasize, even though you just said it, that there was not an actual script with lines that they had to read. It was just storyboard pictures that they pulled out of your script.
Stephen just revealed to me too, we'll be meeting, that Will Smith did an interview or a thing on YouTube. And in it, he's making clear he was shown no script by the Wachowskis when they came to him for him to play Neo. No script at all.
Wow.
And he even imitates how ridiculous they were at the time. And that's why I turned it down. And Matt Damon wasn't shown a script in Elysium. Or, not shown a script.
Wow. And these other ones they made too, they did it the same way with the ideas, because they didn't actually have the words. They just like, well, this is a great idea. Let's figure out how to use it.
The visual storyboard is what they go off of, and then they consult the script on set, and that's why you have a 20-foot rule, like I said. And so what happens is now what's interesting is Animatrix, right?
Okay.
In 2003, they're shooting installment 2 and 3 of the Matrix series, right?
Right.
Franchise. And they're doing Animatrix at the same time. All at the same time, they're shooting all 3 of those elements, right? Or those projects. Animatrix is done to use up the rest of the story. And Joel Silver said in an article on 2003 on set, he said, we hope we use up the rest of the story. Wouldn't you know if you actually had the script done?
Right. Right.
And he said, we hope that when we watch the rushes, it ties together. Because you're working off the script, stealing it. And hope it ties together in the stolen version. And so what happens is Animatrix is using up the concepts in the visual storyboard lifted from my work, The Immortals, that they didn't get to utilize when they were making it up on set. You have leftover pieces. So they put it into Animatrix, into shorts to get credit for those concepts.
Wow.
Yeah,
there's no way they could do all that. How long did they take for the Matrix #1, or any of these other movies? But they could do 2 and 3 and Animatrix all together at the same time.
That's right. That's right.
Unbelievable.
Oh, hey, they're letting up. They're letting up.
You're able to share?
At a time where they lose control again, they'll have to fly back if they want to block us. Now it says that the entire screen is blocked from sharing, but the window is okay.
This is so wild. And I've been like just monitoring these levels. I like turn my thing all the way up. I never in an interview have I ever had my slider all the way up. It's all like at 75 to 50% at most. I have it all the way up, and I know it's quiet. So it's just crazy what they're doing here.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see it. Yep.
It's only allowing a window, not the entire screen anymore. So it's wearing off. They'll have to come. Let me just let them know, because they listen in. CIA, FBI, you'll need to come back and do your little helicopter. We'll film you, but do it again. No, I'm going to keep talking. But yeah. Okay, enough with them.
Oh,
okay, so I talk to them sometimes like that. Oh, something really cool, though. Let me see if this shows up. Tell me if this shows up. Can you see the graphic?
No.
That's what they don't want to have happen. That's why they're not letting it go. Okay, that's crazy. All right, let me see what I can work around here. Let me see if I can go back to share again. It may have worn off on the other one. Not yet. Okay, they're not going to let us do the. Isn't that crazy?
That's so crazy. So crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, it's okay. We're doing good, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure this part out. We're not gonna let them We're not going to let them defeat us. We're just going to keep on going.
Yeah, I'll email it to you for next time because I think you'll find it interesting. It again goes with Senator David Bourne's niece. They really fixated on Otika Ball, right? Now she's now called Otika Bernard, as you saw in the little excerpt. But Otika Bernard is something they fixated on because that's what helped destroy me. You know, you took away the guy's life, the author's life, and they celebrate that. So Otika Ball is inserted into all kinds of things, like The Man in the High Castle, right there with her birthday again. In fact, there's a burning of the Smith tape, which is the burning evidence, right?
Really?
And yeah, I was going to show you that. The Smith tape is burning. 1 second. Let me see if I can grab this here real quick. I want to show you.
Mr. Smith?
This actually, see, they have Smith in Man in the High Castle and Smith in The Matrix both.
Oh, okay. We're talking about Man in the High Castle?
Yeah, they're both Agent Smith.
Wow.
Yeah. So let me get this one. I'm going to get 2 pictures up for you here. And let me get this real quick.
Sure.
Okay, so take that one, and then I'm going to take this other one, and I'll explain it to you. We'll get around them. They're not that smart, but I think this will blow your mind. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to hold the phone up since they're not letting us share screen at this point. Now I get it. They're not that bright. I'm going to keep saying that. They're not that bright. So I'm going to go to the first picture here. Okay, so right here. Okay, this is so wild. Remember how they had Otika's birthday, March 11th, right?
Let me make you big. Here. 1 second.
All right.
Okay.
All right, now here's what's so wild. They're so obsessed about Otika that Otika was able to destroy my life when she was enticed away, right? Destroy my life. Now, it's like I said when they gave the work to Wachowskis. So they celebrate that. So in Man in the Castle, they celebrate it twice, which is really stupid. It's very revealing. So you saw on the rap sheets where Otika's birthday is used on the rap sheets, right? What's interesting is they bring her birthday back at the crucial moment when Juliana, the main character, is burning the evidence on Agent Smith so Agent Smith can get away with all he did, right?
Yeah.
She wants his family to be safe.
Right.
So on the burning of the tape, it flashes a label while it's burning. March 3rd.
Hold that. Okay, bottom left right there. March 3rd. What else does it say?
It says Smith, Mills and Smith, 11/3, which is against day and month is reversed in German. So it's March 11th. And then it says 11:40 a.m. 11:40. So they put Otika's birthday in there also. And what they're saying is this. Now, they have a reason for it. Why were they celebrating her as Neo's birthday, right? Because that's when I was broken. Neo was broken.
Right.
And in this, what you have is the evidence on them is destroyed by Otika being brought over. Switching Otika from me. They thought that would destroy me. And it basically did. And that would mean I would be broken and they could get away and their trail is clear. The tape burning has Otika's birthday on it.
Okay, I can make it out. Hold it up one more time. I was trying to make it because it's a little blurry. Okay, so that's a fire. That's the tape in it. Okay, I could tell what's going on there.
A little trash barrel and it burns.
Okay.
So that's the evidence on Smith, the evidence on the cabal being burned away.
Oh my! And they took a picture of it on top of it all. How'd you get that picture?
I took the picture from the series. This is off the series feed. This is off the
from the show
TV. Yeah, it's off the TV.
Gotcha.
Now let me show you one more. Remember how I said they're fixated on Otika? Watch this. Okay.
It's a clock.
Yeah. See the clock? Remember what they did in Walking Dead?
Okay, there we go.
Okay, now in Walking Dead, they reverse the clock, right?
Yes.
Reverse the clock and you get 7-2. A reversed clock means a life in distress, a life destroyed. So now you know that's the code in the film industry. If you reverse your birthday on the clock, that means you're in the looking glass. You're in Alice in Wonderland. You're destroyed. You're cut from reality. Your life is over. So they put now here's the deal. 7, this is a very important graphic. It's very loaded and very expensive. So what we have here is 7-2, backwards on the clock, with a girl looks exactly like Otika, the main character, and look over her head on the train station. Now, when she was introduced to Bonaventura, she was at the pitch session, right? That's why she's so key. I called her Teak. Otika was Teak.
Oh my gosh.
phonetically, you see teak,
Yes.
but that's not all. OKU, it looks like state.
Uh-huh.
Otika went to Oklahoma State University.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
They're making it very clear. So they're saying when I lost Otika, who's leaving at the train station, my life was destroyed, put his birthday on the clock backwards.
And if you guys can't tell what that clock says, because it is a little bit blurry, that is what it is. We'll get that graphic and definitely for the next one. You guys can see it on Tom's stuff he does, but we will get that graphic where it's nice, sharp, and clear. We can pull up here. I'll do a better job, Tom, ahead of time. We've been so freaked out. We just wanted to get this, pulled up, but I'll collect all those graphics from you again. So our next interview, when you start talking about something, I'll just pop it up right here on the screen.
Right. And to set in people's minds, I appreciate it. I want to ask this one question.
Yeah.
Delusional? Am I? Paranoid schizophrenic? Do I seem that way?
No.
Dangerous and crazy?
No.
Do I look that way? Incoherent, mumbles all the time. All he does is mumble. I'll give you talking points the trolls are going to throw.
Not at all.
Mumble? Did you understand what I said?
Clearly.
Was I coherent?
Absolutely.
Never shows evidence? Did I show evidence?
For everything you talked about.
Fix that in the mind when the trolls come to play.
That's right. That's right.
And realize these are talking points by the agencies. And they think the public's that stupid.
Wow.
There's a smart group of people. So I'm saying, yeah.
Well, that's something I admired about you, Tom, since I've talked to you throughout this whole entire process since the first time I've talked to you. You've always expressed your intentions when writing was to make the audience write to them as if they're smart and not dumb.
Right.
Which is the opposite of what we talked about. You guys would understand who they is. I'm pretty sure you understand who they is now. They talk to you like you're dumb. They talk to us like we're dumb. They put it in the movies like we're dumb. They put the evidence ahead like you're not going to figure it out. But Tom is a little bit keen to that game, being a writer himself. Go ahead, Tom. You're about to say something.
No, I'm just saying that's why they're saying the real life story is so big and they're excited about it. Disney wants to cleanse their part in it out and make the real life story. Warner Brothers did the Richard Jewell story because they wanted to test the waters for this real life story right here. Wow. They have the audacity to think, and they said this to me, they have the audacity to think, and they claim, we let you have your last son still alive. Therefore, come back on and you'll be wealthy, you'll have beautiful women, you'll be successful, you'll be script doctor for us, and won't get credit for your work, but we'll make the life story. And they feel they can cleanse their part out. So they're trying to entice me. My 2 sons are dead. They're murdered. They let me know that. And they're murdered on special days. And they're putting their birthdays all through this work, like you saw the Shawn Michael thing in The Good Place.
Yeah.
And you saw October 14, 1982.
Right.
And they got people trying to come forward and mock that. The thing is that they murdered my sons, and I don't want any other people's sons and daughters to die. I'm not going to stop. And the thing is, do you think I'd take an offer? What would that do in the memory of my sons or anyone else's that lost this and this? And I'm emotional about it. Yeah. And a grieving father, to call a grieving father crazy because he's grieving. When did they hit me on my site? When did that guy that's David from Tennessee come on my site with his little posse? On the anniversary of my dead son's birthday for maximum effect. Am I going to be a little different that day?
Yeah.
How am I going to react to people being abused on my site, especially a woman being called filth right out of the gate? Nothing. And then they try to use that. The agency's way is to try to provoke you on special days and then use that as a clip to say, look, they're crazy and dangerous.
Right.
Yeah. But thanks for chat. Yeah.
We don't believe it, Tom. We have your back, and I can't even. I truly can't imagine just a little bit from losing my dad. There's a lot of people that have lost people, but I can't imagine. I have kids too. They're smaller. They're very young, and that there's nothing greater than thinking harm could come to them. And so my forever heart is towards you, Tom. I can't even put it into words.
Well, thank you for your courage too, Chad. They will not touch you now, is what I'm told. Insiders are fans of the work, and insiders contact me. I'm not in bed with the cabal. I'm trying to dismantle
Amen.
and the CIA and bring the Pentagon to light. I'm calling the future for tribunals, actual ones, I'm calling for the defunding of the FBI. So I'm definitely not in bed with them. Their players will say that.
Yeah.
And if the argument's used, why is he still alive? I think I have a right to be alive if I was smart enough to figure out their gameplay and turn it back on them. Dared to face them down is what they said. If I'm smart enough to figure out what they want most and bury it in a trash bag without any metal on it, all those 16 more screenplays, and that's what keeps my son alive, I think I've earned the right to be alive.
Absolutely. I would agree with you. You have earned it. And you're going to thrive, Tom. You're going to thrive. The future is going to be good, and your sons will be proud of you. Your sons.
And that's what touches me most. I appreciate that.
Yeah. That
touches me most. When Aiden said that at 10 years old, Dad, you continue. If anything happens to me, you continue and finish it. My God. You know, he was basically saying, don't try to take vengeance. Finish the job. Do it for the world.
You've been consistent. It's time for the people, more people. I know you've had supporters. It's time to just grow. And that consistency that you've already been doing is going to create momentum. It's going to create momentum. More people are going to see this, and their hearts are going to be involved with it too. So we're with you.
That's what I'm asking. When you said, what can they do? Share if possible. Get it out there. It'll be shadow banned. There was an entry just recently by Elon Musk on Elon Musk's own site on Twitter, where he was reacting to an interview I just did recently, where I was saying about, you know, it's stolen work, how they changed the copyright or the trademark law in 2014, 2014, when they threw my case, they changed it to not who made it first, but who spikes it at the trademark office first for him. They even did that in this whole ripoff at the same time the Kate Chilton letter with Sophia's tweets going on. So they changed it so I can't even claim my own tech. It used to be who created it first, which we show over in dimes and dozens, right?
Yeah.
So that's no longer that rule. Anybody can just throw a schmuck thing down, bubblegum wrapper with an idea on it and take your work that you came up with and had published. Wow. That law can change back. But sharing it is very important. But Elon Musk on a Twitter response to what I did, he did a meme of a character in gray mocking me, basically.
Really?
He shows a chip being entered into its skull. And he's afraid because what's interesting is it's done at 2:10 a.m. in the morning. When you do something at 2:10 a.m. in the morning and you're a celebrity, you're rattled. That means you can't sleep, and you got to do something. And you're so fixated on it, you got to do something and able to get to even some sleep. And so he does this thing and puts it up, and in it has a chip going into the back of the head or top of the head. And the idea is it says something like Elon Musk is evil. And his comment is basically is, why would I be the one, like me as the one that comes up with the Neuralink, why would I have something where I'm putting in Elon Musk is evil? It was a twisted argument, you know, where he's trying to say, look, here it is right here. Okay, let's look at this. Done at 2:10 a.m. in the morning by Elon Musk himself, by Elon Musk.
Oh, wow.
The chip says, in its response to an interview I did that night, see, he couldn't even wait.
Okay, so read the top of it. What does it say above the meme?
Okay, let me blow it up.
Elon Musk is the enemy. Okay.
So his point is, he's in the heading above it, right?
Yeah, what's the heading above it?
It says, the irony is that my company is making brain chips. So he's saying, if my company's making brain chips, why would I be inputting that Elon Musk is evil?
Whoa.
It's a stupid argument, because you know what I've been saying in interviews and stuff? That's not what he's inputting. He's inputting through all his different documentaries and things. He's inputting that Elon Musk is our savior.
Right.
But see, that would read really bad in his little graphic if that was on the chip.
Right.
That would be the truth. He's trying to make us all think that he's the good guy and the savior, and even in a TED talk, his ex-wife was rewarded to come on and said this, and this is pretty chilling, I thought. She gets on there and she says, with the beautiful music playing, she goes, you know, Elon Musk, when he was my husband, you know, he put down on his resume or interview or application that he was an engineer. He didn't say that he is a savior of the world or a god. He didn't say that he was a studly, sexy guy. What they were doing was trying to influence the public just then.
Right.
thinking that he's basically God, and that he's a sexy guy, ladies. So, yeah, he's doing this, but that's not the message he's implanting.
Was that Grimes, the ex you're talking about? Was that Grimes, the singer, his ex-wife?
I think so, yeah, because she got on and she was pretty, and she's talking on TED Talks as an ex. And see, that was the PR to make it look like, even his ex adores him.
She's totally bought off. Totally bought off. Yeah.
Totally bought off. Yeah. And so she's doing the PR and gets paid for it. So that's what's going on. And then they had this, here's another thing real quick. They had this documentary being made where they have Elon with a soft piano music playing. I mean, you can spot the technique. And he's talking about when I was 5 years old in school, I was so different because all these ideas kept coming to me and I couldn't turn off the ideas and the creativity. Here's my point. I've already talked about for documentary footage in the past about being 5 years old and couldn't turn off the thinking. And I have stacks of ideas, creations, writings, inventions, because I couldn't do anything with it except write it down to get a moment of peace in my mind as a creator. Elon Musk has nothing. He has nothing. There is no shelves full with creativity. He has stolen work and the best of it.
Wow.
And so he is a plant to replace me. And that's exactly it. And he even had plastic surgery to look like the baby face. We'll do a side by side. We'll do a side by side of my face and Elon Musk's. And what was I supposed to be? The face of, right? The face of. Let me show you me at a function with Otika. This was right before they took her away. And I want you to look at my face. And if you see the Elon Musk type stuff, go back to you here and I'll hold it up for you. Okay, here is the original Elon Musk who actually came up with the material. There's Otika Ball and I celebrating at a Rockefeller's event. I was being groomed by them after I had pitched the screenplay to Warner Brothers.
I thought that was Elon Musk at first. I'm not going to lie.
Elon Musk had plastic surgery to look like that. Lifting the chins, everything.
Wow, Tom.
That's the face of the Matrix writer looks like.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Very similar. Very much so.
It's made to be so. That's what they want to be the face of the cabal's interests. And we're supposed to make you think that we're the savior. We're the ones that are going to save you. Well, isn't it funny that they said that I'm in my own screenplay? They put me in my own screenplay. Okay, what am I trying to do? Exactly what my character does in the screenplay.
True.
I'm trying to do exactly what's in the screenplay that the character does. And what they name Neo, why they give him 2 names? You don't give some people 2 names in a work. It confuses your audience.
Right.
Why they call him Neo and Thomas A? Because of this very reason. So,
whoa.
I look forward to doing it again with you and bringing more forward. And we'll be able to post it up. And I'll send you stuff ahead of time too.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Tom. This is such an enlightenment. We're going to keep going forward. We're not going to stop. I look forward to the next one. I'll call you if you have a second right after this. And let's just schedule it right now. Let's just schedule our next one right now. We'll lock it in so we don't let it prolong or let anything happen.
And can I say thank you to those that get it? That it's not too, because I was, like you said, I was writing because I wanted to treat audiences intelligent.
Yeah.
And I want that to take hold. And I want to thank those that get it. I want to thank those that get it, that it's not too much information, that the evidence actually is refreshing, that we safeguarded it, and it's like drops of gold. And we're going to use that to make a better world. And they are afraid of this. They are running like crazy right now. And to alter the copyright entries, that was a stupid move. You saw that video, right? And that's one of 4 I have of the copyright entries. And it cannot be denied. It's there. I'm clicking on them as it's going. There's no way to say it's forged.
Well, I'm going to read you a couple comments here just from this chat alone. Just a couple here. There's quite a few. Alexa says, God protects Tom. His brilliance assisted the world awaken. Tom has a spiritual army of us supporting him. So will all of humanity when they know the truth. And there is much more to be told. Becky Harper just said right now, truth sets us free, praying hands. Great chat. Love watching them freak out with some eyes and a face. Hey, that's what they're doing. They're freaking out right now. They have helicopters flying around. They don't know what's going on, but we're not going to stop. Okay. More love than hate. We will wear them out. It's just on and on. Great interview. Thank you. They love you, Tom. People love you. I love you. I have much love for you, Tom. My family does. We're in constant thought and prayer for you and Aiden. And you stay strong. This prevails. Truth prevails. And we win in this situation. We know it because we're the good guys. We're not just trying to play the good guys. We are.
When we're not isolated and alienated, we are. What happened on my page just recently was all that foul thing, abusing women, calling them filth, things like that. We don't do that. See, it's easy to see who the good guys are and the good girls are.
That's right.
And we certainly are. It's the ranks. It's our ranks. And we're the ones that put out the material and the creativity because we want to lift the world and do a service to the world and make things better. So that's why our work is what they want to snatch up. But thank you, Chad. I look forward to next time. I look forward to talking to you right when we're done.
Awesome. Tom, you guys drop down in the link. And if you're able to skip out on a coffee this week or anything at what your heart is willing to do, please. It's needed and victory is ahead. Tom, until next time, I'll give you a call after I end this and we'll set up our next interview and get that going. All right, Tom, much love. We'll see you soon. And let's end this out, guys. I will end the I'll close out with you guys as well. Thank you, Tom. I just ended that. What a great interview. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Tom, I really do have so much love for Tom. What an amazing man. What an amazing story. Amazing? It is amazing, but it's so hurtful. You know, I hate to use the word amazing. I shouldn't even use that word amazing, right? No, but it's so compelling. It's very drawing, right? It's almost like you can't look away. I don't want to say too much about describing this story because I think about Sean, I think about his sons, and it's just so hard to imagine what he's going through. But one thing is fact, is that everything that you heard is facts. He's giving over truths. I can't wait in our next interview, we're going to go over some stuff that people are afraid to talk about. My own friends are afraid to talk about. People I've done shows with are afraid to talk about. And you know what? We should never be afraid to talk about the truth, even if you were misled in the beginning. Selena came in and told me there's no audio. And yeah, it does look like there's no audio. Let's see here. Okay, guys, let's switch it. Selena's telling me there's no audio here, so let's see if I can fix it. 1 second, guys. Okay. Oh, what do you know? There's sound. You guys will see it in just a second. Can you believe that? Why was there no sound? Have I not used this shot before? Yes, I definitely have. That's so weird that they didn't have sound for me. But either ways, I want to say, I don't know what all I just said there for so long. Thank you, Selena, for coming to let me know there's no sound. But much love to you all. You guys, this story is, I don't want to say it again. I said the story is amazing, then I took it back. So let's not even say that word again. This story is so compelling. Everything that you heard here was facts. It's the truth, and we won't stop. So I appreciate every one of you for being here, for leaving comments. Remember, truth prevails. God wins. Okay, so let's keep it up. Share it. Go over to Tom. If you can make a donation, please do so. If you can't, no problem. Leave a comment. Say a prayer. Share his stuff. Share the interview. I'm sorry if you guys had trouble hearing him as well. We're going to figure that part out. If it was on my end, we will figure it out. I guarantee you. So again, I'm going to call Tom right now. We'll set up the next interview. Look ahead. I appreciate anybody new that has subscribed to the show recently. I saw you guys were, so thank you for doing that. Great interviews ahead. Great shows ahead. Even if we're not having interviews, the topics you'll be hearing about are the talking points that you will not hear about from the Mockingbird media. So you guys, we will see you next time. I'm going to sign off here today. Appreciate you all for being here. Much love.
I want to thank those that get it.